System host, don't you want to contribute to the cause of humanity and become a hero of all mankind? Cheng, no. System, don't you wish to become the demigod of the planet, commanding all and omnipotent? Cheng, stop it. Aren't you just trying to trick me into going to the moon and building so-called new home for humanity? No. System, what if I send a team of beautiful women to accompany you? Would you go then? Cheng halted his footsteps, his eyes brightening immediately. He put on a stern face and said, why didn't you say so earlier? Building a new home on the moon, fine, I'll go. Beep. Side mission triggered. Travel to star A518th, known as the moon, and build a new home suitable for human survival. Mission progress details. Current progress 0. Mission time. Remaining time until deadline. Human calendar 364 days, 23 hours, 30 seconds. Mission completion rewards. Different rewards will be granted based on the progress achieved. Rewards are divided into 3 tiers: beginner, advanced, and ultimate. The moment Cheng uttered the words "I'll go," a series of system prompts echoed in his mind, confirming that what was happening was indeed real. Cheng had no idea how this system had bonded with him. He had merely woken up from sleep to find himself entangled with this system, which kept claiming the Earth was about to be destroyed and then tried to trick him into going to the moon to build a new home. Cheng was very self-aware. He was just a nobody with nothing to his name. He had no interest in going to an alien planet to build a new home. That seemed like sheer fantasy to him. But when he learned that the Earth would indeed be destroyed, Cheng became deeply worried. He had just been chosen by the system, but before he could even show off, he was about to kick the bucket. It didn't make sense. The reason he hadn't accepted the mission immediately was simply to squeeze some benefits out of the system. Hearing that the system had announced the mission without any follow-up, Cheng grew impatient. System, I've agreed to take the mission. Don't I get a newbie gift pack or something? System, given the host's current civilization level is too low, no newbie gift pack is provided. For all technologies needed during the moon base construction, the system can supply them. Your mission is to preserve human civilization, keep the flame alive, and after the new home is built, migrate humans there. Cheng, I regret it. Can I not go? System, once a mission is accepted, it cannot be revoked. Otherwise the host will be eliminated by the system. Hearing the word eliminated, Cheng's heart trembled violently. Damn it, I inherit a system and still have to be threatened by it. Cheng was speechless. System, you're awesome. As the saying goes, he just had to put up with it. System, please complete the mission as soon as possible. In 1 year, Earth will enter its age of destruction. A solar flare will directly destroy the ozone layer. All life on Earth will cease to exist and the planet will vanish from the universe. Are you kidding me? If Earth is truly destroyed, then the moon as Earth's satellite will lose its gravitational pull and be doomed too, right? Cheng raised an eyebrow and continued, if that's the case, why should I bother building a moon base? System, everything this system says is true. The moon is small and classified as a satellite. After transformation, it can perform interstellar navigation, helping humanity find a new home. Cheng, now intrigued, became serious. So you mean after the moon base is built, we'll have to pilot the moon itself through space to find a habitable planet? System, yes. Cheng, why not just pick another planet in the solar system to modify? Wouldn't that work? System, given the host's current level, by the time you finish modifying one of the 8 planets, Earth will already be destroyed. Cheng. System, therefore transforming the moon is the host's best option at present. Cheng, so you're telling me I'm not high enough level and my available system authority is too limited? System, yes. Hearing this, Cheng couldn't help but feel exasperated. However, if Earth truly was doomed, given current human technology, humanity would inevitably perish as well. At that moment, even if he survived by a fluke, with the system living alone on the moon would be worse than dying. Collecting himself, Cheng began to organize his thoughts. He now had to not only go to the moon to build a new home, but more importantly, immigrate humans from Earth there. Cheng's system, since we're preserving the flame, how many immigrants count as preserving the flame? System, 1 million is sufficient. System prompt star A518, namely the moon as referred to by the host's current world, is not suitable for human survival. The host must first go there to transform it, build an ecological dome, and only then can immigration begin. Cheng roughly understood at least 1 million humans must be moved. And before the immigration, he needed to go to the moon and build an ecological dome suitable for human survival. With the system's help, Cheng wasn't worried about the transformation itself. The immediate task was figuring out how to make all of humanity believe him. In other words, how he would manage to convince humans to migrate. Posting advertisements or promotions like any big advertiser would never work. He needed not just fame but the trust of everyone. Clearly such ads couldn't achieve that effect. Only if people saw and touched something real would they choose to believe him. Seems there's only one way: live streaming. By broadcasting the entire journey to an alien planet, wouldn't everyone then believe After some deliberation, Cheng asked the system, I want to build early fame. By live streaming I can let all of humanity know. Can you set up a live stream room for me and pin it so it never gets taken down? System, no problem. It can be done. Cheng smirked. Alright then, I'll do a global live stream, going to the moon to build a new home. My plan is as follows. Longsha Tiger Shark platform was the largest live streaming platform in Longsha. Cheng directly asked the system to set up a live stream room, pinned it to the top of the homepage, and then quickly hurried back to his small rented room. Cheng opened the live stream room, thought for a moment and said, let's name it Live Stream to the Moon. The system asked, are you ready? Cheng nodded slightly, pulled down his hat and had the system cover his face with a pitch black void. The live stream began. However, through the live stream, Cheng's current environment had changed. He was now standing on a greyish-white terrain. The ground was uneven, the entire world appeared grey, and above the sky was dotted with brilliant twinkling stars. This was the moon. Of course, Cheng himself was not there. He used the system's black technology, interstellar projection technology. He projected his figure onto the moon and presented it through the live stream. After the stream started, because it was pinned to the top, many people clicked in out of curiosity. Not too many, but certainly not few. Damn! Where is the streamer? Outdoor live stream. Wilderness survival. Look at the title, Live Stream to the Moon. Don't tell me you're actually on the moon. Damn! In speechless, all I can say is damn. People came and went in the live stream room, but most chose to stay because the background Cheng was in was extremely captivating. This was different from typical outdoor shows. Cheng wasn't picking up girls in the city. He was seen as a kind of alternative extreme challenge live stream. Seeing the live stream room's popularity exceed 10,000, Cheng finally spoke. Hello everyone. In the streamer. Welcome to my live stream room. As you can see, my content is not about gaming or singing and dancing, but a live stream to the moon. I can tell you clearly I am on the moon right now. Before Cheng finished, the live stream room erupted, clearly proven as a troll streamer. If you're really on the moon, elite shit live. Bro, this outdoor scene effect is good, but saying it's the moon is too much. Do you think the streamer could really be on the moon? Caught a fool upstairs? Not to mention whether the streamer is really on the moon. The moon is Earth's satellite, but can humans survive without any equipment? Looking at the lively discussions in the live stream room, Cheng smiled slightly. I know saying this now might not convince you all. So let me show you some real evidence. In the live stream view, Cheng took out his phone, turned the camera, and a blue planet appeared before everyone's eyes. I'm sure everyone knows what this planet is. Cheng smiled faintly and continued, perhaps even so some may still not believe it. Then please watch the news tomorrow. After that, Cheng used a tripod to carve a line on the ground. Your daddy was here. Streamer, this move is 666. Is this really the moon? I still don't believe it. Haha, believe it and there'll be ghosts. This is a live stream, but some scene effects could be pre-arranged. I have to say the streamer spent a lot of money for the effect. Cheng looked up at the bullet comments, most of which were doubtful. Not angered, he said directly, that's all for today. See you at the same time tomorrow. To reward fans, anyone who sends a bullet comment can enter the lottery. The prize is 100 million in cash. 10 million every hour, distributed 10 times. After saying that, Cheng ended the live stream. Of course the rewards were real. Cheng had the system handle it to attract more viewers. Just as Cheng went offline, both the Shanmu National Space Administration and the Longsha National Space Administration made astonishing discoveries. In the space centers of both countries, giant projection screens were playing footage captured by lunar orbit satellites. In the footage, a man wearing a plaid shirt and flip-flops appeared on the lunar surface. In his hand he held a phone and was live streaming. Finally, the man left a line on the lunar surface and then mysteriously vanished. The camera zoomed in and read the line left by the man, your daddy was here. Quick zoom in on that person who appeared earlier. Enlarge it. Inside the central office of the Longsha Space Administration, a man shouted loudly at the staff beside him. He was Zhu Yuhang, the person in charge of space exploration at the administration. It was evident that Zhu Yuhang's eyes were wide open, his face flushed red, a complex mix of shock, terror, and a hint of delight playing across his features. The discovery of a humanoid creature on the lunar surface was a monumental find for all of humanity. Behind him came the sound of frantic keyboard clacking. Soon the lens zoomed in. On the projection screen, the image switched to the scene of Sioux City standing on the moon's surface from moments ago. When he saw that the figure in the frame was a man from Earth, Zhu Yuhang was utterly stunned. It wasn't just Zhu Yuhang who was shocked, the entire office staff was too. Director, is this an Earthling? Without time to dwell on his shock, Zhu Yuhang quickly issued another order, quick zoom in further. Can we see this person's face? The lens gradually focused on Sioux City's face, but his features were obscured by a blur of mosaic. What's going on? Zhu Yuhang frowned, assuming it was a technical glitch. Director, the lens is functioning fine, this is the actual footage captured. A staff member responded from behind. What is he holding in his hand? A phone. It looks like he's live streaming. Go investigate immediately and find out which streamers have been broadcasting content related to this. After leaving those words, Zhu Yuhang hurriedly left the room. He had more pressing matters to attend to now. This issue was too significant and required an immediate report. The same thing was happening at the Sangguo Space Administration. Because satellites from both Longsha and Samgui had captured Sioux City in their coverage. At the Longsha Tiger Shark platform, a game streamer was anxiously communicating with management about the day's recommended slot. Originally, this time period belonged to his homepage promotion. But when he checked the homepage, he found his stream wasn't on the recommendation list, so he hurriedly contacted management. The recommendation spot was crucial for traffic and popularity, both of which translated directly into real money. What's going on? How did this streamer get on the recommendation spot? After receiving the game streamer's feedback, the manager checked and discovered Sioux City's stream. Thinking it was a system error, the manager tried to quickly remove Sioux City's stream and push the game streamer up instead. But when he tried to operate in the backend, it showed he couldn't make any changes. The manager was completely baffled. He then reported the matter to his supervisor, and eventually Tiger Shark platform held an emergency meeting. The conclusion was that their backend had been hacked. This incident even alerted the top-level management of Tiger Shark platform. Can anyone tell me what the hell is going on? Our backend got hacked by some hacker and your tech department has no countermeasures. The manager stormed into the meeting room demanding answers from the tech team. The tech lead looked utterly miserable. It wasn't that they hadn't tried, they simply couldn't find the root cause. The intruders' method seemed to outclass them by several levels, making their own tech team look like amateurs. But facing the manager's interrogation, the tech lead had to brace himself and reply the intruders' methods were too sophisticated, they left no traces. We still don't know what technology they used to breach us, it seems they bypassed our basic command protocols. The manager frowned, displeased. Speak in plain English. Scolded the tech lead, had to endure it like an obedient student, finally saying, in other words, we can't do anything about this stream. It's like a country within a country, a small state inside a larger one, but not under the big country's rule. Just then a staff member rushed in looking flustered. Manager, that stream's view count is skyrocketing. It's already exceeded 20 million concurrent viewers, breaking our half-year record for live stream popularity. What? What's he streaming? The manager was taken aback. The staff member's expression was odd. The streamer has already gone offline. The manager felt a flicker of relief and turned to the tech lead. Can we remove his homepage recommendation now? The tech lead smiled bitterly as if to say, didn't I just explain this to you? He shook his head helplessly, looking utterly miserable. No. Can't do it. Can't operate. The manager's face fell too. Damn, he's already offline and still hogging the homepage recommendation spot. I've never seen such a bully. Manager, the stream's viewer count is still climbing. At that moment the staff member monitoring Sioux City's stream spoke up again. Viewers increasing even after he went offline. What's special about his stream? The manager was puzzled. Having managed Tiger Shark for years, had seen many big streamers but never one like Sioux City's, where views kept rising even after going offline, breaking the half-year record. This was unprecedented. The staff member replied, has distributing red envelopes through bullet comments. Are giving out red envelope. The manager suddenly understood but then felt something was off. Even with red envelopes the viewer count shouldn't be this high, especially since had already gone offline. Looking at the staff member monitoring Sioux City's stream, the manager asked doubtfully, just red envelopes? The staff member looked miserable, has giving away 100 million in red envelopes. At those words the entire meeting room fell into dead silence. At this moment inside Su Cheng's live stream room the popularity had already surpassed 20 million and was still surging rapidly, 21 million, 22 million. 25 million. Within less than 5 minutes the live stream's popularity had soared by another 5 million. The vast majority of newcomers were drawn by the red envelope Su Cheng had sent out. On the bullet screen red envelope page there was a prize pool displaying a staggering amount of 1,000,000,000 Longsha dollars. Holy crap! 100 million in bullet screen red envelope rewards. The streamer is a tycoon. 6,666. Why did this streamer go offline? This is the most generous streamer I've ever seen bar none, starting off with 100 million in red envelopes. I'm truly in love, bring on more streamers like this. The countdown is almost over, pick me please, pick me. I want to win 5 million. Follow, like, comment, hit all three and it'll definitely be on the winners list. Cheng had set the first round of the lottery for half an hour later, with subsequent rounds occurring every hour. Each round had a total of 1,000 winners and a prize pool of 10 million. This meant that each winner in every round would receive a cash reward of 10,000. Those who won would also receive a redemption code which they could enter into the reward input box to have the prize automatically credited to their account. Of course, the Tiger Shark platform did not currently have these features. All of this was handled by Cheng through the system. I won. Ha. I must have stepped in dog shit today. I actually got picked. Awesome. My vocabulary is too limited, so all I can say is awesome and holy crap to express my feelings. Watching the frenzied popularity in the live stream room, the manager of Tiger Shark platform stared wide-eyed in disbelief. He couldn't believe the streamer was actually giving away 100 million in cash red envelopes. Damn, with all that money, why come to my platform to mess with me? The manager looked at the pitch-black live stream room with a grimace on the verge of tears. He couldn't outdo the streamer technically, and even with no real content, the popularity was already approaching 30 million. What defined a top-tier streamer? What made a streamer truly remarkable? Compared to Cheng, those so-called superstar streamers and popular streamers were utterly inferior. The surge in popularity also caused Cheng's follower count to multiply geometrically: 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million. By the end of the day, Cheng's livestream had shattered Tiger Shark's records, peaking at a staggering 120 million in popularity with a follower count of an astonishing 23 million. And Cheng had been streaming for less than 10 minutes. The next day he rose early and immediately received a notification from the system. Host, your current exchange points have reached 10 million. You may visit the exchange mall to select a product for exchange. Cheng was taken aback. Ho? Exchange points. He quickly opened his personal attribute interface. Host Cheng. Current life level, level 2 life form. Personal attribute skills, none. Acquired system products, none. Personal exchange points 10 million. Seeing his exchange points total 10 million, Cheng broke into a smile. These points were generated only when others developed goodwill toward him. Having so many points at once was undoubtedly due to the effect of yesterday's live stream. System, what do you think I should exchange for right now? Gazing at the 10 million exchange points, Cheng remained unhurried and sought the system's advice. After all, he was destined to immigrate to the moon and establish an empire, so he couldn't be intimidated by such minor spectacles. These exchange points had to be used on something truly crucial. Host, you may currently choose a life sample collection robot to gather Earth's existing life samples. This will allow you to rapidly cultivate life forms upon arriving at the moon, creating an ecosystem suitable for human habitation. A life sample collection robot. Cheng immediately immersed his consciousness in the system's marketplace upon hearing this. Locating the robot section, he beheld a dazzling array of robotic series. Offensive robots, defensive robots, all-purpose robots, collection robots. At a glance, there were at least a dozen types of robots. This was still the case with Cheng's current low permission level. If his permission level were higher, even more types of robots would be unlocked. Clicking on the collection robot, Cheng checked the price: 5,000,000 exchange points each. This price seemed relatively cheap. System, how many should I buy? Cheng did not rush, continuing to leisurely inquire of the system. A collection robot can gather hundreds of life samples in a single day. Currently there are tens of thousands of life samples in Earth's biosphere. It is recommended that the host purchase 20 collection robots in one go. Upon hearing this, Cheng was somewhat displeased. He had hoped to keep some exchange points for other good things, but now it seemed he would have to use them all at once. However, as the system said, if one collection robot could only gather hundreds of life samples per day, then 20 robots could collect over 2,000 types daily. Earth's life samples would be collected within a few days. Is so many necessary? Cheng asked with a hint of wishful thinking. If it only took a few days, what would he do afterward? Would he just head straight to the moon? The time reserved for the host to build a lunar base is limited. I hope the host will take this seriously, complete the collection of relevant materials as soon as possible, earn exchange points, and then proceed to the moon to construct the base. All right. Cheng waved his hand, sheepishly muttering before leaving, don't forget your promise, get me a full squad of beauties to accompany me. The system replied, this system will not break its word. Hearing such a decisive answer, Cheng ceased his complaints and directly exchanged all 1 million exchange points for collection robots in the marketplace. Held in his hand, these collection robots were as tiny as mosquitoes. Cheng couldn't help but doubt, can such small robots really collect that much? The system answered, of course. This system was created by a sixth-dimensional cosmic civilization. The robots it produces are at least several hundred trillion light-years ahead of Earth's technology. Cheng? Although he knew the system was formidable, he hadn't expected it to be this formidable. Technology surpassing Earth by hundreds of trillions of years, what kind of technology would that be? It must be omnipotent. However, listening to the system's explanation, Cheng was also filled with curiosity and asked System, what is a sixth-dimensional cosmic civilization? Also, my personal attribute description says I am a second-level life form. How many levels of life forms are there in the universe? The system replied, a sixth-dimensional cosmic civilization is a divine-level civilization. Its mastery of technology can span the entire universe, having maximized the exploration of the cosmos. In the universe, every higher-level civilization is overwhelmingly dominant over the lower-level ones, as they exist on entirely different dimensional planes. For instance, Earth's current civilization, a second-level civilization, would be utterly vulnerable under the oppression of a third-level civilization. If a second-level civilization and a third-level civilization were to clash, the third-level civilization could cross galaxies and directly attack the second-level civilization using intergalactic weaponry, while the second-level civilization could only await its doom. Destruction would be instantaneous, leaving no time for reaction. Therefore, for lower-level civilizations, the most taboo act is sending signals into the depths of the universe. Doing so would attract the covetous attention of higher-level civilizations. Cheng felt a shiver run down his spine, for until now Earth had sent countless signals into the depths of the universe. Though the system's explanation was simple, Cheng could vividly imagine the scenario. If Earth civilization were discovered by a third-level civilization, the enemy could annihilate it from one or even several galaxies away without ever needing to reach Earth. How could Earth's civilization possibly contend with such an existence? And what about these life forms? Cheng pressed on, seizing this opportunity to learn as much as possible. Life forms correspond to the biological life levels of different civilizations. A first-level life form is a single-celled organism. The second-level life form resembles the creatures on Earth. A third-level life form can navigate the cosmos independently, having shed the shackles of its planet to become a planetary life form. A fourth-level life form corresponds to a galactic life form. A fifth-level life form in turn corresponds to a star cluster life form. A sixth-level life form corresponds to a cosmic life form. Since sixth-level civilizations are known as cosmic divine civilizations, sixth-level life forms are also called divine life forms. Once you become a sixth-level life form, you become the omnipotent deity as described in your human law, omniscient and omnipotent. However, sixth-level life forms are still confined within the universe. Legend has it that there exist seventh-dimensional life forms beyond, but no records have ever been found. The sixth-level divine civilization that created me perished during its transition to a seventh-level civilization, struck down by the universe's backlash. Only I, the system, remained. My ultimate mission is to collaborate with the host to unveil the mysteries of seventh-dimensional civilization. For now, the goal is to help you elevate human civilization through rank transitions and upgrades. The current task is to construct a lunar base and migrate to the moon of planet A518. Listening to the system's explanation, Cheng was utterly astounded. The system's words had completely shaken him. So extraterrestrial life had always existed in the universe. It wasn't mere human fantasy, even if no human had ever witnessed it. Moreover, the most crucial revelation was that civilization levels and life form levels could be elevated and upgraded, igniting a fervent excitement within Cheng. The thought of becoming a sixth-level life form, the omnipotent divine existence the system described, filled Cheng with boundless thrill. Cheng pressed further. System, how does one upgrade life forms? Life form levels are fixed from the moment life is born. Under normal circumstances, they cannot be upgraded. However, with the assistance of this divine civilization system, I can help you reach the sixth-level divine life form. Hearing this, Cheng grew even more excited. The system continued, so host, please strive to complete tasks. Upon completion, the system will award corresponding rewards to help you become a sixth-level divine life form. Cheng's eyes sparkled with longing. It had to be said, this damn system was remarkably adept at persuasion, easily winning over Cheng's heart in just a few words. Don't worry. I will definitely become that sixth-level divine life form. Isn't it just building a base on the moon for now? It'll start working right now. Cheng set his first ultimate life goal to become a sixth-level cosmic life form, a divine life form. Cheng swiftly got out of bed, dressed, washed and tidied himself. After grabbing a bowl of noodles outside, he returned and immediately opened his live stream. At that moment, the final round of the 10 million yuan red envelope giveaway was underway in the stream. Countless viewers who had waited all night flooded the chat with relentless messages. Some who had already snagged a red envelope succumbed to exhaustion and went to rest. Yet even those who slept took the same precaution. They followed the streamer and enabled notifications for when he went live. A streamer who had never shown his face yet gave away 100 million yuan in red envelopes right from the start. Everyone was eager to see what would happen next. Last round of red envelopes. I've been waiting all night and haven't won anything. I'm about to lose it. This time I have to win. Raising a paw same as above. Paw 1. Paw 2. Paw 10085. This streamer hasn't even gone live yet and is already giving out so many red envelopes. What does he stream? I'm so curious. The stream title says Going to the Moon Live. Clearly an outdoor comedy streamer. Giving away 100 million yuan in one go. This guy is ridiculously rich. People from other streaming platforms are flooding in just for the red envelopes. Douyin headquarters reporting for duty. Kuaishou army is here. Lone Yu squad has arrived on the battlefield. Amid the chatter of the viewers, the stream suddenly displayed an image. The live stream began. Instantly the barrage intensified. Holy crap. The streamer is live. 666. Rich streamer boss, do you need a lackey? Oh my god, finally. Can't wait to see what this streamer is all about. Streamer, I'm a soft girl, can I have your babies? Within the scene, Cheng once again chose to project himself onto the moon via interstellar projection. Hello everyone, I'm the streamer and I'm delighted to meet you all again. With his opening words, Cheng greeted the multitude of viewers in the live stream room. Streamer, where are you? How does the background seem so much like the real moon? Could the streamer actually be on the moon and it's not special effects? Nonsense about special effects, this is a live stream and the background is all real. Streamer, you god-tier spender, what are you planning to do? Watching the barrage of comments in the live stream room, Cheng could only catch a fraction of them as the comments refreshed far too quickly. Thus he selectively responded to a few. I believe everyone should have grabbed the red packets from yesterday to today. Many of you might wonder why I chose to give out red packets directly and even 100 million at once. Streamer, explain. Isn't it just to attract traffic and popularity? Boss, tell me, are you really on the moon right now? The background looks incredibly real. Cheng looked at the replies and gave a faint smile. Some of you old-timers are right, I am indeed trying to attract traffic and popularity, but it's not for money or fame. I have no interest in those two things. Nonsense about having no interest. As a former nobody, how could Cheng possibly not be interested in such things? Even though he knew the Earth was doomed, it was impossible to change his bad habits overnight. However, for the sake of the live stream's effect, he said it anyway. Some are also asking where the streamer is. I can tell you very clearly, I am now on the moon. As for how I can survive alone on the moon, that's a secret for now. Today our live stream content is to take everyone on a tour of the moon's wonders. After a few words from Cheng, the live stream room exploded once again. The boss is amazing. This boast has truly reached the heavens. No, it's reached the moon. No way. This really seems like the moon. I'm an astronomy student and the background looks exactly like the lunar surface. In the live stream room, some had already chosen to believe Cheng, but the vast majority were skeptical. After all, a human surviving on the moon without any equipment was a bit too mind-boggling. Nevertheless, thanks to the red packet effect in Cheng's live stream room, he was firmly established as a god-tier spender. Even watching a god-tier spender brag was acceptable to many. This caused his live stream's popularity to rise rather than fall. Ding! At that moment, a conspicuous marked message appeared in the live stream room, a bold oversized red font. Everyone who saw this font was taken aback. It was the exclusive font for super admins on the Tiger Shark platform. Super admin streamer. Check your private messages. The staff member who sent this message was the technician responsible for monitoring Cheng's live stream. Seeing Cheng live now, he wanted to resolve the issue of Cheng hogging the top recommendation spot through private chat. Holy cow! The streamer is awesome. The super admin has even messaged. I sense something big is about to happen. Streamer 666666. Begging the streamer for another round of red packets. Cheng glanced at the private message from the super admin. The other party actually wanted him to voluntarily step down from the recommendation slot, claiming he could name his own terms. Seeing this, Cheng sneered. With this system in hand, why would he need any terms from a super admin? Nevertheless, this made Cheng realize the awesomeness of the system. Having continuously dominated the Tiger Shark homepage recommendation slot, the other party must have noticed long ago. But the fact that he was still there meant the other party couldn't resolve the issue, leading the super admin to privately message him. Meanwhile, in the conference room of the Longxia Aerospace Administration, an extremely important meeting was underway. Not only was Director Zhu Yuhang present, but high-ranking officials were also in attendance. As you all know, we've gathered you here because our lunar orbiter captured an image yesterday at 3:10 p.m. A human male appeared on the lunar surface. Due to technical limitations, we couldn't capture this person's features clearly. However, through investigation, we've narrowed down some targets. We've called you here to help us systematically screen these targets and ultimately identify the true individual. Now let me share the information we've gathered so far. First, a young male working in the live streaming industry, aged between 20 and 30. Second, based on his build, attire, voice and language, it's highly likely this male is from Longsha. Third, after a night of investigation, we've confirmed that this male is live streaming on our country's Tiger Shark platform. After speaking, the director brought up the image captured by the satellite yesterday of Cheng on the moon. Take a look, this is the footage from yesterday. Based on the above information, does anyone have anything to add? Our current task is to find this mysterious man as quickly as possible and determine his relevant information. I believe everyone understands the importance of this matter. This man likely possesses technology far beyond our current means. Whether we befriend him or oppose him, he has become a target for all nations to vie for. Now that we've confirmed the target is on Tiger Shark Live, can we not pinpoint his exact location? At that moment, the Grand Elder, who had been sitting at the head of the table in silence, finally spoke. Grand Elder, the target's concealment methods are highly sophisticated. We've had people intervene with the Tiger Shark platform, but although this person's stream is on Tiger Shark, it operates independently, making it impossible to locate him through the platform. Ju Yuhang turned around and looked at the Grand Elder before him, explaining earnestly. The Grand Elder, a man nearing 50, pondered for a moment before saying, then mobilize every available resource to find this person. Even if it means issuing a public announcement or holding a press conference to inform the public, do it. Hearing his words, Ju Yuhang's mouth fell slightly open, clearly stunned. Should they really make it public? Now that Cheng had become a highly sought-after figure, no one was willing to share the information they possessed, for doing so would give other nations an advantage. As if sensing his concern, the Grand Elder tapped his fingers on the table, the sound exceptionally crisp. Seeing this, everyone's heart tightened and they became solemn. This mysterious man has become a fiercely contested prize, but please understand one thing, he is within our own borders. Expel all outsiders and have confidence in your own country. Ju Yuhang felt greatly reassured. Grand Elder, I know what to do. The Grand Elder nodded. Good, go ahead. Just as Ju Yuhang was about to turn and leave, a staff member rushed over, anxiously panting, Grand Elder Director. That mysterious man has started streaming again. This time he's on the moon. What? Ju Yuhang halted mid-step, turned abruptly and shouted to the technicians, switch the stream over immediately. At that moment, inside the high-level conference room of Tiger Shark, another meeting regarding Cheng's stream was convened. However, this time several unfamiliar faces were present, all personnel from relevant government departments, with the core members being from the space agency. Outside the office, elite officers armed with live ammunition stood in formation. In an instant, the atmosphere at Tiger Shark became extremely tense and everyone hardly dared to breathe. Tiger Shark had now been temporarily taken over by the government. Before the group, a large screen displayed Cheng's live stream from the moon. The senior management of Tiger Shark were all bewildered upon receiving the notice of the temporary takeover. Initially, they thought their company had committed some serious violation. It was only when the relevant personnel opened Cheng's stream that all the executives immediately grasped the gravity of the situation. The authorities were not targeting them, but rather the mysterious streamer in the broadcast. Simultaneously observing the analysts and recorders of lunar data on the side, the Tiger Shark executives instantly understood this person was truly streaming from the moon. Leader, is this person really streaming from the moon? For some reason, the Tiger Shark manager couldn't control his tongue and blurted out the question. Hearing the question, one of the men ahead turned around, glanced at the manager and nodded in confirmation. Witnessing this, everyone from Tiger Shark was once again stunned. The shock in their hearts was beyond imagination. As for the movements of Tiger Shark and the relevant government units, even the actions of certain international countries, Cheng had little interest in knowing. He was not worried about being discovered. Even if he were, it would be a good thing for him. What he sought was to build his reputation. If a nation could help amplify his voice, that would be even better, as it would accelerate his accumulation of popularity and exchange points. Fellow viewers, what you're seeing now is a spot on the far side of the moon. See that big crater ahead? Cheng continued his stream, demonstrating operations while speaking into his phone. As everyone knows, gravity on the moon is very low. In a moment, he'll take you on an experience, leaping directly across a massive crater. Cheng held up his phone and began to run. Not far ahead of him lay a massive pit over 40 meters in both length and width. With the system's assistance, although Cheng's physical body remained in his room, his consciousness was directly projected onto the lunar surface. The system constructed a virtual body for him. As he ran, Cheng could clearly hear the wind whistling past his ears. His body felt many times lighter, and after a few strides he was about to lift off the ground. Su Cheng couldn't help but exclaim inwardly, this feeling is incredible, so real. By the way, system, is there any danger in this? The system replied, the host is currently in a virtual reality scenario. The system has connected your nerve endings to the lunar surface, meaning your primary consciousness has entered the moon while your body remains on Earth. Even if danger occurs on the moon, your consciousness will instantly return to your body. Please rest assured regarding your safety. Su Cheng nodded slightly. I understand. He had only seen virtual reality games online or in movies and TV shows before. He never imagined such technology truly existed. With that, he relaxed and began streaming earnestly. With the system as his guardian, what did he have to fear? Su Cheng exerted force with his feet and his body instantly soared into the air above the massive pit, leaping toward its far edge. In the live stream room, viewers exclaimed, "Whoa! The streamer is flying. Awesome, so awesome." 666. I'm starting to believe the streamer is really on the moon. Damn, I'm blown away. I feel like I'm dreaming, a person flying through the air. As the audience witnessed this scene, comments flooded the live stream once more. Those who had doubted Su Cheng's presence on the moon now wavered with uncertainty. In the Tiger Shark high-level meeting room, these individuals, unlike the casual viewers, knew the truth. Su Cheng was indeed on the moon. Watching Su Cheng run across the lunar surface and launch into the air, everyone stared wide-eyed, mouths agape, their faces filled with profound astonishment. Although they knew the moon's gravity was weak, allowing humans to leap, witnessing it firsthand still left them utterly stunned. A leading official from the space agency turned to the staff member operating the records and asked, "Do we have an account registered for the live stream room?" The staff member nodded. "Yes." The lead official quickly said, "Send a gift to get the streamer's attention, then ask him to keep broadcasting and show us more of the moon's unique scenery." The staff member nodded and swiftly began to act. Since they controlled the Tiger Shark backend, they could top up their account with any amount simply by entering a number. With a click, 10 super rockets were launched in rapid succession. Super rockets were a premium gift on Tiger Shark, triggering special effects and notifications across the entire livestream room and platform. Each super rocket cost 2000 Bitcoin, so 10 of them drained 20,000 instantly. The Tiger Shark executive standing nearby couldn't help but twitch at the sight. They were spending their own money on their own platform, with half going to the streamer. Given the official's demeanor, this wouldn't stop until millions were spent. Even if they were wealthy, this was no way to squander it. Despite their immense frustration and dissatisfaction, they could only watch helplessly. Thud. In the live broadcast, Su Cheng was sent flying through the air, plummeting rapidly toward the ground. However, he did not land behind the edge of the massive crater. Instead, he lost his balance and fell face first onto the slope of the pit, crashing down from a height of over 10 meters, his body embedding into the lunar surface. The live stream room fell into an instant silence. Then a flurry of sharp comments and greetings erupted. Phut. Ha ha. Streamer, don't make me laugh. Are you trying to kill me with laughter so you can inherit my Huabei credit? This is hilarious. I seriously suspect the streamer did it on purpose. Streamer, are you okay? Streamer, get up. You didn't kick the bucket, did you? The live stream effect is absolutely top-notch. God tier tycoon, I won't lean on walls, but he'll lean on you. In the Tiger Shark meeting room and the space agency, everyone watching this scene couldn't help but tighten up inside. Falling from such a height, even with the moon's low gravity, would still cause injury. Just then, Su Cheng's hand lying on the ground moved and he pushed himself up. He dusted off his clothes, raised his phone toward himself and smiled. Sorry, first time, a bit of a slip-up. Phew. Oh my god, that scared me to death. Glad the streamer is okay? Streamer, are you the Rock or Little Strong? Falling from such a height and being fine. After appraisal, the streamer has black tech, can fall anytime without a scratch. In the live stream room, due to Su Cheng's blunder, the atmosphere instantly turned light and cheerful. Just then, the gift-spamming special effects lit up the screen again. Space Agency Xiao Li gifted the streamer 20x super rockets. Whoa, another tycoon. The tycoon is awesome. The tycoon's name is quite unique. Could it really be from the National Space Agency? Ha ha. Amid the chatter, a bold red text appeared. Space Agency Xiao Li, streamer, can you take us to explore other parts of the moon? Su Cheng naturally noticed Space Agency Xiao Li and immediately asked the system in his mind. System, is Space Agency Xiao Li from the National Space Agency? System, after tracing with antiparticle information, it is confirmed to be from the Space Agency host. Subsequently, the system transmitted an image of the very people watching his live stream in the Tiger Shark meeting room. Looking at the image, a slight smirk curled at the corner of Su Cheng's mouth. It seems the higher-ups in the country are already paying attention to me. The effect is good, or I can continue. Knowing their true identity, Su Cheng decided not to expose them. He smiled at his phone and said, thanks for the gift, bro. But in my live stream, please don't send gifts. I don't lack money. Now I'll take you all to enjoy other parts of the moon. Whoa. Ruthless? That line, I don't lack money, stabs deep into my heart. The streamer can send 100 million red envelope, truly not short on cash. A streamer with a conscience. Streamer, let me cling to your thigh. Streamer tycoon, can I be your lackey? Afterwards, Cheng continued with the rest of his live stream. Meanwhile, a wave of alien civilization fever swept across the internet. Because the National Space Agency released an official announcement and held a press conference. And it wasn't just the Longxia Space Agency, the Sam Country Space Agency followed suit with a statement. Both Longxia and Sam Country were superpowers. The content of the two superpowers' announcements was strikingly similar. They declared the discovery of humanoid life forms on the moon. The two superpowers issued statements, both immediately confirming the discovery of life forms on the moon. As soon as such announcements and press conferences were released, they instantly stirred up a massive uproar. Subsequently, major media outlets scrambled to report and push the news. Today's report shock. Our space agency has discovered humanoid creatures on the moon. TX highlights creatures appear on the moon, extraterrestrial civilization confirmed. New special delivery, suspected humanoid life on the moon. Is it a leap in Earth's life science or the arrival of alien life? Meanwhile, major newspapers and mainstream media in Sam Country were also vying to report on this matter. The speed at which this incident spread across the internet was astonishing. Within a short time, people in Sioux City's live stream room gradually became aware of it. Ju Sooming, a programmer, happened to have his day off. His usual hobby was staying at home looking at pictures from Sun Country or images of beautiful women. When bored, he would open the Tiger Shark mobile live stream platform to watch gaming, singing or dancing to pass the time. Seeing the recommendation of Sioux City's live stream room on the homepage, Ju Sooming clicked on it without hesitation. When he saw the theme claiming to be live streaming from the moon and the content indeed showing the lunar surface, Ju Sooming shook his head helplessly and cursed. These streamers nowadays will do anything for fame and traffic. How boring. After cursing, Ju Sooming exited the live stream room. However, just as he clicked into another live stream room of a beautiful streamer he usually followed, he discovered that this streamer was actually watching someone else's broadcast. And the room she was watching was none other than Sioux City's live stream room, the one he had just left. At that moment, a push notification automatically popped up on his phone's home screen. Being a programmer himself, Ju Sooming knew this was a common SEO promotion tactic used by modern networks. It was a feature of the phone system or browser that, based on one's current reading and viewing habits, would push relevant information or news. Ju Sooming thought it might be something interesting. When he opened it, he saw several bold, large fonts: humanoid creatures discovered on the moon, suspected to be human life. What the hell? Ju Sooming stared at the message in shock. The push notification contained little text, only a few photos. At the bottom of the post, it was noted that these images were authorized by the National Space Administration, solemnly marked with official authorization, reproduction strictly prohibited. And when he saw the pictures, Ju Sooming was even more stunned. Because wasn't the person in those photos the same streamer from the live stream room he had just clicked into? Returning to the home screen, he saw that all the push notifications, even the pinned official messages, were uniformly themed around life discovered on the moon. Holy crap! This is actually real. The streamer is on the moon. Ju Sooming realized, unable to help but curse under his breath. Then, moving swiftly and deftly, he reopened Tiger Shark Live. The recommendation for Sioux City's live stream room was still on the homepage. Without any hesitation, Ju Sooming clicked in. There were many others with similar experiences to his, and they all surged back into the live stream room at once. For a moment, the crowd in the live stream room erupted again. Streamer! You're a true god. You're really on the moon. Tell me, how did you get up there? Nationwide announcement: humanoid creatures discovered on the moon. It's basically talking about the streamer. What is the comment above saying? I suggest you open your phone browser and take a look. Right now, every single push notification is about humanoid creatures on the moon. It's definitely referring to the streamer. Streamer, you're famous now. You've gone viral across the entire internet in an instant. Cheng was walking on the lunar surface, understanding that to establish a habitable ecosystem on the moon, he must first thoroughly comprehend its nature. Observing the barrage messages in the livestream, the tone suddenly shifted entirely, piquing Cheng's curiosity. Previously, many doubted his presence on the moon, but now the screen was flooded with messages affirming that he was indeed there. System, what is happening? System, host, because the two major nations Longxia and Shanghua have issued official statements confirming the discovery of humanoid beings on the moon. Consequently, the entire internet is abuzz with this news. Now most viewers in your live stream believe you are truly on the moon. Cheng, for me this is at least good news. It paves the way for my future plans. With that thought, Cheng turned back to the live stream and said with a smile, "Dear friends, no need to panic. Since everyone now believes I am on the moon, let me share a little secret. I plan to build a base here. Please, streamer, tell us how you got up there. Streamer, how are you surviving on the moon without any equipment? Streamer, how do you manage eating, drinking and other necessities on the moon? Streamer, do you possess some black technology? Awesome. Streamer, now I'd even believe you if you said you could travel through space." Cheng selectively replied to the myriad questions flooding the live stream. Cheng, one friend is absolutely right. I do possess black technology, and its sophistication far surpasses Earth's current scientific advancements. With such advanced technology at my disposal, matters of food, drink, housing and travel are naturally no issue. Watching Cheng's response in the live stream, the Grand Elder and Zhu Yuhang, observing from the space agency, were utterly astounded. Cheng himself admitted to possessing technological capabilities far beyond Earth's modern science. Moreover, he intended to construct a base on the moon. Grand Elder, how much of what he says do you think is true? Zhu Yuhang asked hesitantly, casting a doubtful glance at the Grand Elder seated at the head of the table. The Grand Elder's expression turned solemn as he spoke. Better to believe it exists than to dismiss it. He is already on the moon. What else is impossible? Now that nations on Earth are establishing their own space stations in orbit, if this mysterious man truly possesses technology surpassing Earth's, building a base on the moon is not out of the question. In fact, it might be a remarkably simple task for him. Pausing, the Grand Elder issued an order. Your mission now is to spare no effort in locating this mysterious man. Then extend goodwill and establish a positive relationship. If we can leverage his technology, our nation's scientific progress will experience a quantum leap. Understood, Grand Elder. Remember, you have only 3 days to complete this task. Within these 3 days, I grant you maximum authority to mobilize all resources and departments to accomplish your mission. With those words, the Grand Elder rose and left the meeting room, presumably to consult on subsequent matters. Alright, dear friends, today's live stream ends here. I will go live again tonight, but by then I will be back on Earth. Farewell. With that, Cheng ended the live stream, though the barrage continued to surge wildly. Streamer, don't go. Don't end the stream yet. Streamer, please show us more of the moon. Holy crap, traveling from the moon to Earth in a few hours. Do you have a dedicated spaceship? Master, I bow to you. Streamer, where are you from? Can I become your disciple? After exiting the live stream, Cheng immediately checked his personal attribute page. Host Cheng. Current life level, secondary life form. Personal attribute skills, none. System products acquired, 20 collection robots. Personal exchange points, 28 million. Seeing that his exchange points had once again reached 28 million, Cheng couldn't help but feel a flicker of joy, then asked the system, can I exchange for something I like now? He didn't ask the system what he should exchange for. After all, being led by the nose like this was indeed unpleasant, even if the one leading him was the system. The system replied, of course you can. Personal exchange points belong to the host and you may choose items at your discretion. However, based on your current points and situation, I recommend exchanging for a defensive robot. Cheng was taken aback. What do you mean? The system explained, your current actions are known to all nations on Earth. Under such global scrutiny, your personal safety will be at risk. Hearing this, a thin layer of cold sweat broke out on Cheng's back. Fortunately, the system had reminded him, otherwise he wouldn't have thought of it. Although he had only revealed a little, the mere fact that he could appear independently on the moon's surface was enough to attract attention. As the system said, he had now become the focus of attention from all sides. Some people might be friendly toward him, but others might not. When people see something good, their first thought is to possess it. If it's not theirs, they will find ways to obtain it, and those methods can be either good or bad. System, I understand what you mean. Cheng nodded slightly, then opened the system mall and found the defensive robots, which were divided into 3 levels, low, medium and high. Then Cheng looked at the prices. Low-level defensive robot, 5 million exchange points. Capable of autonomous form switching. Durability, can withstand technological attacks from a secondary civilization. Cheng thought, isn't Earth civilization currently a secondary civilization? Could it be that even a low-level defensive robot could withstand the strikes of Earth civilization, including the most terrifying weapons like nuclear bombs and hydrogen bombs? Medium-level defensive robot, 500 million exchange points. Capable of hosting consciousness transference. Durability, can withstand technological attacks from a tertiary civilization. High-level defensive robot, 50 billion exchange points. Possesses an independent microsystem operation program. Durability, can withstand technological attacks from a quaternary civilization. Looking at the descriptions of the latter 2 types, Cheng was astonished. Though he desired them, with only 28 million points he could afford just one low-level defensive robot. But that was enough for him. At least now no one on Earth could threaten his safety. Then he'll exchange for a low-level defensive robot. After Su Cheng made the exchange, a robot appeared before him. Its imposing battle-ready mechanical frame left him momentarily stunned. Upon touching it, the surface felt cool and smooth. It can switch forms autonomously, right? Then transform into a beautiful woman. Su Cheng spoke. The system replied, the robot is not yet activated. Please activate it yourself, just think the command. Hearing this, Su Cheng immediately started the robot. Whir. The moment the thought of activation crossed his mind, the robot's eyes abruptly lit up, startling Su Cheng. After starting up, the robot turned to face Su Cheng. Defensive robot no. 8576 activated. Please issue commands, master. Upon hearing this, Su Cheng wasted no time and directly said, switch to the current form and transform into a human female appearance. The robot replied, connecting to Earth's database, searching for beauty templates. The robot continued, search complete. Please select the desired beauty standard for transformation, master. As soon as Su Cheng uttered these words, the mecha robot before him emitted a series of mechanical electronic sounds. Then a virtual projection appeared in front of Su Cheng. The projection was filled with various types of beauties. Su Cheng couldn't help but inwardly marvel at the sheer variety of beauty templates available. There were European, Japanese, and many others. In the end, Su Cheng chose a beauty template with native features, reasoning that one's own kind was more pleasing to the eye. This one will do. Su Cheng pointed at one of the beauty forms on the projection, and the robot before him began to clatter and transform. With a hum, a halo of energy rose from within the robot's body, enveloping it entirely. 3 seconds later, a stunningly beautiful woman of Neo-Utan appearance stood before Su Cheng. Transformation complete. Please issue the next command, master. As the robot transformed into a beautiful woman, its voice also changed, becoming a soft, melodious, and pleasing female voice. Holy crap! Su Cheng couldn't help but curse under his breath. This was just too absurd. If I don't give any commands, will you just do nothing? Su Cheng looked at the beautiful robot before him and asked. The beautiful robot replied, in the absence of commands from the master, I will perform basic directives, ensure the master's personal safety, accompany you 247, and provide close protection. Su Cheng listened and couldn't help but marvel inwardly. As expected of a system product, everything was top-notch. Su Cheng pressed further, can you turn invisible? The beautiful robot answered yes. Su Cheng said calmly, then stay invisible and follow me. I'll give further commands later. Also, from now on, your name is Xiao Kang. Xiao Kang replied, understood, master. With those words, Xiao Kang immediately entered an invisible state and Su Cheng stepped out the door. System, can you get me some more money into my account? My current living situation is utterly depressing and I can't even stream properly anymore. While on the road, Su Cheng asked the system. He wanted to relax and enjoy himself while he still had time. He had lived over 20 years and was still a nobody. He had finally gotten a system, but before he could even show off, he was about to be sent to the moon to build a human base and ecosystem. It was just too hard to accept. The system replied yes. A ding sounded and a notification vibrated on Su Cheng's phone. He took it out and saw it was a bank deposit alert. Longxia Bank, your account has been credited with 5 billion Longxia dollars. Su Cheng stared at the long string of digits, a grin spreading across his face until it nearly split. Now he could spend this money however he pleased. 5 billion was more than enough to squander for a long time. I'm a bit hungry. I'll go get a bowl of noodles first. As soon as he saw the deposit, Su Cheng almost instinctively had that thought. He couldn't help it, he had been poor for so long that whenever money came in, his first thought was always to get a bowl of noodles. This damn life. Now that I have 5 billion, all I can think of is getting a bowl of noodles. Su Cheng sighed helplessly, even mocking himself. Forget it, now that I have 50 billion, I might as well find a new place. Su City packed up his belongings swiftly. Of course, there wasn't much to pack in his shabby rented room. He only took his ID and relevant personal documents before dragging his suitcase and leaving. As for clothes, aside from the casual outfit he was wearing, he didn't take a single piece. Aunt Fatty, I've transferred the rent to your card. I won't be renting anymore. As he left, Su City called out to a middle-aged woman washing clothes downstairs. Aunt Fatty was his current landlady, and she indeed bore a striking resemblance to the iconic landlady from the movies. You little rascal, what are you up to? Did you suddenly strike it rich? How do you have the money to pay the rent all of a sudden? Aunt Fatty looked at him and spoke with a scolding yet amused tone. Made a bit of cash. Just aiming for a better life, that's all. I'm off? Su City dragged his suitcase, waved one last time, and left the alley without looking back. In truth, he had to thank Aunt Fatty over the past few months. Without her he would probably have been homeless by now. He owed nearly 4 months' rent, yet she hadn't pressed him too hard, simply asking that he pay it back when he had the money. But in the end Sioux City resolutely chose to leave. "You little rascal, have you really thought over my offer?" Aunt Fatty shouted from behind, watching his retreating figure. "No need to think it over, Aunt Fatty." A smirk curled at the corner of Sioux City's mouth. With a flicker he vanished from the alley, muttering under his breath as he left HMPH, "Trying to bribe me with a house to marry that daughter of yours who's even fatter than you. Dream on. Your big bro is off to find some pretty girls." He hailed a taxi and headed straight for the city's largest and most luxurious hotel. Since the earth was on the verge of destruction, buying a house was of little use. Besides, owning a house meant he'd have to cook for himself, and Sioux City was a lazy man who preferred to skip any unnecessary effort. He booked a luxury presidential suite for 3 months, which cost him less than $300,000 in total. Stepping into the suite, he was delighted by its spacious and opulent interior. After ordering food to be delivered, Sioux City began contemplating the major affairs of his life. He was already in his 20s, yet he was still a virgin. It was rather embarrassing to admit. Before leaving Earth, he figured he should resolve this personal milestone. "Today I, your young master, am going to break my virginity." Sitting on the sofa gazing at the splendid scenery outside the window, Sioux City couldn't help but sigh. The earth was so beautiful and enchanting, such a pity it was about to be destroyed. Shaking off those thoughts, he set about tackling his personal affairs. Of course, he had no interest in low-quality women. After all, he was destined to become a godlike man. How could he give his first time to just anyone? "System, filter out the beauties in this city for me. Those with a looks rating of 9 or above will do." Sioux City directly ordered the system to do the work. With a bug like the system at his disposal, not using it would be a waste. Systems currently filtering. According to the host's request, there are 432 beauties in this city with a looks rating of 9 or above. Among them, 115 meet the host's specific needs. Please filter further. 115. That many. Sioux City was momentarily stunned, wondering if his standards were set too low. Then filter by profession. Keep only models, flight attendants, lawyers, and celebrities. Sioux City refined his request. System 85 meet the current criteria. Sioux City was taken aback. Still that many? Could any of them be married? "I want those who've never been married, preferably virgins." With so many beauties, he wouldn't even be able to finish them all, even if he took one each day. System 5 meet the current criteria. Sioux City breathed a slight sigh of relief. That damned system had nearly tricked him by including married women. "Show me the profiles of these 5. Without further ado, Sioux City cut straight to the point. Cheng sat on the sofa before him. A virtual projection materialized. Upon the projection were 5 breathtakingly beautiful women along with their relevant profiles. Zhao YA model. Unmarried, 25 years old. Currently working part-time. Chen Miu Miu flight attendant. Unmarried, 24 years old. Currently taking a bath. Sun Lan Bliss actress. Unmarried, 26 years old. Currently filming an advertisement. Deng Huixin lawyer. Unmarried, 25 years old. Currently out shopping. Chen Yu university lecturer. Unmarried, 25 years old. Currently heading to the department head's office. Su Cheng browsed through the profiles of the 5 women one by one. In terms of both temperament and appearance, each was an unparalleled beauty capable of captivating any onlooker. "He'll go with this Chen Yu." Su Cheng selected the last one, Chen Yu. She was a university lecturer, and according to the system's information, she had been in that role for just a year and harbored a strong desire for wealth. In truth, it wasn't only Chen Yu who craved money desperately. The other 4 women were no different. However, Su Cheng simply preferred Chen Yu's type. Tall and slender with captivating curves, her skin was as fair and smooth as congealed cream. A faint sweet aura emanated from her, as if she was still a student, an unforgettable sight at first glance. Su Cheng picked up his phone and dialed Chen Yu's number directly. At that moment, Chen Yu was on her way to the department head's office. She was well aware of the department head's intentions, but she had no other choice now. Her younger sister was critically ill in the hospital, and if she couldn't gather the medical fee soon, she wouldn't survive more than 3 months. The department head had promised her that for just one encounter he would give her 100,000 yuan and later secure her a promotion. Just then Chen Yu's phone rang. She glanced at it and saw an unfamiliar number. With a hint of doubt, she still answered the call. "Hello." Her voice was soft and sweet, typical of a delicate young beauty. Su Cheng said, "I know you're in desperate need of money. 50 million. Come to room 888 of the Moda Hotel." Hearing this male voice from the phone, Chen Yu was stunned. Who was this person? How did he know she was strapped for cash? The implication was clear: if she accompanied this man once, she would receive a reward of 50 million yuan. That was 50 million, not 50,000. Cheng Yu was utterly bewildered. She had no idea what was happening. The department head who had long coveted her body had only offered her 100,000, just enough to cover her sister's medical bills. His tactic was clearly to keep her under his control in the long run, forcing her to yield willingly. But who was this mysterious caller? He was offering 50 million for a single encounter. Cheng Yu didn't consider herself a loose woman or a whore. She wanted a decent life to eventually marry a good man, raise children, and live happily ever after. But sometimes life was so cruel and relentless that she had no choice but to bow her head. After an intense inner struggle, Cheng Yu seemed to make a decision. Clenching her teeth, she agreed. Fine, you'll come to no, come now. 100 million. The man's voice on the other end was unyielding, and he raised the offer to 100 million. Hearing the figure of 100 million, Cheng Yu could no longer remain calm. Her beautiful eyes widened in shock. She was utterly astounded that someone would offer such a sum just to have her. Could he be some ultra-wealthy heir? Su Cheng sat on the sofa, outwardly calm but inwardly nervous. When he heard silence on the phone, he spoke up. Not enough? If it's not enough, you can name your price. Whatever you want, just say it. Who? Who exactly are you? How do you have my phone number, and how do you know I'm desperately short of money? Cheng Yu, fearing she might be lured into a trap, asked cautiously. After asking, she immediately regretted it, afraid he might hang up in anger. But if she didn't ask, she feared falling into an abyss of no return. Check your mobile banking yourself. I've already transferred 50 million yuan. As for who I am, you don't need to know for now. Once you come, you'll find out. Cheng Yu quickly took out her phone and checked. Opening her mobile banking app, her balance had surged from just over 3,000 yuan to 50 million and 3,000. The details showed it was a recent deposit. Seeing this, Cheng Yu finally felt at ease. Since the money had already been transferred, it seemed he genuinely just wanted her body. All right, he'll come now. Cheng Yu gritted her teeth, turned and left the department head's office, heading straight for the grand hotel Su Cheng had mentioned. Meanwhile, Zhu Yuhang had already established a rapid response team. The team members were all the nation's top-tier versatile agents, usually operating independently and subject only to special deployments. But today these elite experts had all gathered together. Their mission: within 3 days pinpoint Su Cheng's exact location, find him and build a rapport. From personnel deployment to formation, familiarization with the mission, and execution, the rapid response team took less than 2 hours. Truly a special case handled with exceptional speed. Number 1, based on our narrowed down pool, we've zeroed in on 314 individuals. There's something you might need to know. At that moment, one of the members turned to Zhu Yuhang and spoke. Within the team, each member had a code name, and Zhu Yuhang was number 1. For these 3 days they all followed only his orders. What is it? Zhu Yuhang pressed urgently. While tracking data on these 314 people, I noticed one person's account suddenly received a large sum of money. The source is untraceable, and recent spending shows it's at this grand hotel in the magic capital. The member turned the laptop toward Zhu Yuhang and said. What? Zhu Yuhang's eyes lit up instantly. This person is highly likely our target. Go investigate immediately, but remember, don't let him discover you. Our top priority is to befriend the target and ensure his safety. As he spoke, Zhu Yuhang paused, a faint trace of killing intent creeping into his tone. Right now other countries have already begun probing for the target. If I'm not mistaken, in the next couple of days a wave of foreign friends will come after our target. Finally, Zhu Yuhang gave the order. All right, move out, just 2 of you. The rest continue to closely monitor the movements of the remaining 313. Understood. Su Cheng waited quietly in the hotel room. Before long, a knock sounded at the door. Hearing it, a faint smile curled at the corner of his mouth. He knew the main event had arrived. Opening the door, a woman with a graceful figure dressed in a light pink professional suit and skirt appeared before him. Come in. Su Cheng smiled faintly, then turned and walked back into the suite. Seeing Su Cheng, Cheng Yu couldn't help but pause in surprise. She had thought that someone willing to drop 100 million to woo a woman would be quite unique in some way. But she never expected it to be her old classmate. Yes, Su Cheng and Cheng Yu were indeed former classmates. Su Cheng. How could it be you? Cheng Yu's eyes widened in utter disbelief. She and Su Cheng were high school classmates, and there was little interaction between them. However, from middle school through high school and into university, Cheng Yu had always been the class belle, department beauty, and campus queen. For a beauty like her, it was impossible for Su Cheng to claim he had never harbored feelings. When reviewing the profiles of the 5 women and seeing Cheng Yu, Su Cheng was stunned as well. Then he decided to fulfill a dream from his student days, to make the goddess his woman. Now the dream was within reach. Surprised, Su Cheng turned back with a smile looking at her. I told you once you came you would know who I am. See, now you do, don't you? Su Cheng was certain Chen Yu would recognize him upon arrival because during their student years he had publicly pursued her, causing a campus-wide commotion. It was impossible for Chen Yu to forget him. Unfortunately, he never succeeded in his pursuit. Chen Yu was wholly devoted to her studies and had no interest in romance. Chen Yu opened her mouth, but for a moment she didn't know what to say. Su Cheng, however, was quite relaxed. Go ahead and wash up. I'll wait for you. We're both adults now, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Hearing this, Chen Yu silently put down her handbag and walked toward the bathroom. Compelled by reality, she had no choice but to comply. What eased her vigilance was that the man who had purchased her was a former classmate who had once pursued her. At least he was someone familiar. When she finished washing and walked out wrapped in a towel, Su Cheng pounced on her like a ravenous wolf. Thus he fulfilled the dream of his student years, obtaining the goddess he had never managed to win. Though the means were not entirely honorable, the outcome was what he desired. To Su Cheng's surprise, Chen Yu was still a virgin. He had requested from the system that she be unmarried, but whether she was a virgin was not a strict requirement. I know you need money now to treat your sister. Go ahead, but remember to come back to me tonight. 3 days, I only ask for 3 days. After that you can stay or leave, or I won't stop you. Su Cheng lay on the bed holding the woman in his arms, speaking softly. Hearing this, Chen Yu was first surprised and puzzled, then a tender warmth emerged in her eyes. She hadn't expected Su Cheng to help her in such a roundabout way. Her impression of Su Cheng soared. Su Cheng, thank you. Chen Yu sat up, leaned in and pressed her tempting red lips against Su Cheng's. Then with a swift roll she straddled him. An hour later Chen Yu left the room. Just then the system's voice echoed in Su Cheng's mind. System host currently detecting 4 distinct forces approaching you. 3 of them harbor hostility. Su Cheng's brow twitched slightly. Coming so soon? System reveal the origins of these forces. A smirk curled on Su Cheng's lips. Since someone wanted to harm him, he didn't mind unleashing a massacre before his moon landing. To establish his authority, the simplest method was often the most effective. Among the 4 forces currently detected, 3 hostile ones originate from the Sam country, the Sun country, and a faction from the Stick country. The other benevolent force comes from the Dragon Summer country. Upon hearing this, a peculiar smile curled at the corner of Su Cheng's lips. Aren't the Sun country and the Stick country merely puppets of the Sam country? That the Dragon Summer country approached with goodwill was within Su Cheng's expectations. The Dragon Summer country must have learned that he was a native wielding extraordinary black technology, and since he hadn't taken a hostile stance, they came with goodwill. The historical traditions of the Dragon Summer country emphasize the doctrine of the mean and gentle harmony, which aligns with their typical conduct. Gazing at the sky outside the window, a faint smile graced Su Cheng's lips as he said, now it's time to start the live stream. Xiao Kang. At Su Cheng's summons, a beautiful robot appeared before him, replying sweetly, a master. Su Cheng said coldly, follow me out. Xiao Kang replied, a yes, master. Su Cheng stepped outside, then directly started a live stream on his phone. His current broadcast had already drawn attention from all sides and sparked immense social repercussions. The reason was simple: 2 superpowers had issued statements claiming the discovery of humanoid creatures on the moon, and his previous live streams had all been set there. This perfectly matched the announcements from the 2 superpowers. Through online dissemination and his live stream, he instantly became known to the entire populace. Now he had become the center of public attention. As soon as the live stream began, the number of viewers multiplied geometrically. Master, finally waiting for you to go live. ISNT, the streamer on the moon this time. 6666, the streamer master finally shows his face, kinda handsome. Streamer master, what big event are you planning this time? Streamer, is it true what you said about building a base on the moon? In the live stream room, comments flooded the screen wildly, with the number of viewers constantly increasing. People from all walks of life were present, from ordinary citizens to wealthy magnates, government officials, and even foreign friends who had joined in. Dragonfish Squad reporting. Bear Country allies coming to support. Baka Shinda Shinda. Damn, the little devil from upstairs came out, get lost. Watching the frenzied comments in the live stream room, Su Cheng spoke up, hello everyone, in the streamer Su Cheng. A citizen of the Dragon Summer country. This is my first time showing my face on stream. I said last time that the next time I broadcast I'd be on Earth. Perhaps many of you in the live stream still doubt my previous talk about building a base on the moon. So today's theme is to show everyone my black technology. 6666. Not bad, awesome. Triple admiration for the streamer. Black technology. The streamer is finally up to something big again, can't wait. I really want to see what the streamer's base on the moon looks like. Su Cheng watched the gradually harmonious comments in the live stream and smiled faintly, calling out to Xiao Kang, who was hidden beside him. Xiao Kang, come out. Inside the live stream room. Xiao Kang. Streamer, who are you calling? Teacher Kang. Streamer master, are you about to fight the air? Just as the comments were scrolling wildly, a sweet voice sounded behind Su Cheng, and a stunningly beautiful woman clad in a black leather jacket and pants appeared. Yes, master. Xiao Kang deactivated her stealth mode and presented herself to the viewers in the live stream room. Holy crap. Is this magic? And a stunning beauty appears out of nowhere. Streamer, that move was 666. What kind of technology is this? A live person materializes without any props, live on stream. Is this really black technology? The moment Xiao Kang suddenly appeared, the viewers in the live stream room went wild. Yet even more astonishing sights awaited the audience in the live stream room. Su Cheng. Xiao Kang switched to mecha mode. Xiao Kang, yes, master. Then, under the astonished gaze of everyone in the live stream room, the stunning beauty Xiao Kang transformed from a goddess into a radiant humanoid mecha piece by piece. The mecha mode switch was entirely governed by Su Cheng's consciousness. At this moment, the live stream room fell into an eerie silence. The once frantic barrage of comments abruptly ceased. Everyone was utterly stunned by the sight before them, their mouths agape as they stared in disbelief at what they were witnessing. If Su Cheng's earlier conjuring of Xiao Kang could be dismissed as magic, then Xiao Kang's transformation into a mecha was something no magic could achieve. This was true cutting-edge mecha technology. Meanwhile, in a secret underground base in Zhonghai Longxia Kingdom, several national leaders were holding a clandestine meeting with Su Cheng as the sole topic of discussion. Seated below them were the foremost researchers in cutting-edge technology. Upon witnessing the awe-inspiring mecha Su Cheng had unveiled, the entire assembly was struck with profound astonishment. What kind of technology is this? The Grand Elder, who had authorized Zhu Yuhang to act independently, stared wide-eyed at the image of the Xiao Kang robot on the screen. This is the heavy-armored mecha technology we are currently developing. However, we are still in the research phase and have yet to achieve a breakthrough. We are only at the initial stages. A mechanical researcher replied. Moreover, it incorporates a human-like chip processor system and an autonomous form-switching system. This technology is at least 50 years ahead of ours. Yet as they remained in a state of shock, the Xiao Kang robot on the screen began to transform once more. Su Cheng had issued another command: initiate mainframe access control. Subsequently, the Xiao Kang robot autonomously morphed, expanding further until a human-shaped cavity was created within. Seeing this, Su Cheng stepped directly into the robot and began operating it. Witnessing this scene, the live stream room erupted into chaos once again. Holy crap. Transformers. Iron Man. The streamer is insane. A true god. I kneel before you. I've never seen such a mecha in real life, only in movies. I never thought it could be real. Oh my god, I must be seeing things? The streamer can even go to the moon. What can he do? Everyone calm down. Just basic stuff. Don't spam 6. Although Su Cheng was inside the mecha, he could still see the barrage of comments from the audience. He then said, now let me give you a brief introduction to this mecha. Su Cheng read directly from the mecha's structural data. The mecha's material is forged from a star meteorite alloy refined from cosmic ores. It boasts exceptional defensive capabilities, able to withstand a nuclear strike unscathed. Star meteorite alloy. What kind of alloy is that? I need answers. Damn. Withstand a nuclear strike. Is that for real? Streamer, I haven't read much. Don't scare me. Streamer god, I admit you're truly awesome, the kind that blows minds. But claiming your mecha can withstand a nuclear strike is a bit much. God, is this real or fake? Am I dreaming? Observing the barrage of skeptical comments flooding the live stream, Su Cheng broke into a faint smile, choosing to ignore them as he continued his introduction of the mecha. He himself hadn't yet fully grasped its intricacies, so he decided to seize this moment to delve deeper into understanding it. The mecha system is comprised of 3 main components: first, the primary defense system; second, the firepower system; and third, the propulsion system. I won't elaborate much on the defense system. Let me focus on the propulsion and firepower systems. Propulsion system: the mecha's limbs and back are equipped with thrust engines that can absorb light energy as fuel. It can reach speeds up to Mach 50. As he spoke, Su Cheng spread his palm, revealing vortex-powered engines shimmering in the mecha's palm soles and back. With a deafening roar, the 5 engines ignited simultaneously, spewing forth a torrent of blazing blue flames. A sharp whoosh followed. Su Cheng vanished from the ground in an instant, soaring into the sky. In the blink of an eye, he had pierced through the heavens. Startled himself, Su Cheng realized this was his first time piloting the mecha. Unfamiliar with its power, he had inadvertently exerted too much force, hurtling tens of thousands of meters into the atmosphere. In the live stream room, the audience could only witness the mecha blast off, stirring up a cloud of dust. All that remained was a long trail of vapor in the sky, with Su Cheng's figure nowhere to be seen. Holy crap! Streamer, where did you go? That was a literal rocket launch. Awesome, at this speed you could circle the globe in this mecha? Streamer, if you sold this mecha tech you'd be a billionaire. The streamer is already a billionaire, no, a god-tier tycoon. Soon Su Cheng guided the mecha back, but this time he didn't land. Instead he hovered mid-air. His phone, unable to keep up with the mecha's speed, had been left on the ground. With a gesture, Su Cheng summoned it back into his grasp, then resumed his position suspended before the device. Gazing at the screen filled with awe and astonishment, Su Cheng chuckled, a bit awkward. This is my first time flying the mecha. I accidentally pushed it too hard. Streamer, now I believe it, this mecha can hit Mach 50. Holy moly, that's terrifying. Mach 50, what does that even mean? The world's most advanced fighter jets only reach a few times the speed of sound. This mecha leaves them in the dust by 18 streets just in speed. Respect, respect. I'm at a loss for words to describe my feelings. Forget fighter jets, even missiles can't catch up at this speed. Streamer, are there more of these mechas? Can you sell me one? Same here, name your price. Caught a fool up there? Think you're rich. Even if you are, do you think money can buy a mecha like this? Without hundreds of billions, don't even dream about it. Agreed. Modern fighter jets have limited speeds, yet their cost is astronomical. Look up the F-22 Raptor on Baidu if you don't believe me. As Su Cheng vanished into the sky in an instant and then hovered mid-air, the leaders of Longxia were thrown into turmoil. This is anti-gravity technology. We're still in the exploratory phase. This engine propulsion tech is at least a century ahead of us. The Grand Elder could no longer remain calm. He issued a direct order, connect me to Zhu Yuhang immediately. Yes, Grand Elder. Within moments, Zhu Yuhang's communication was patched through. As he began to address the Grand Elder, the latter urgently commanded Zhu Yuhang expedite the mission at all costs. Make contact with the target before foreign agents do. If contact is impossible, ensure the target's safety above all else. Yes, Grand Elder. Mission will be accomplished. Our personnel have already infiltrated the vicinity and confirmed the target's location. Well done. Meanwhile, on the other side of the globe, in the Black Palace conference room of the Sam Nation, a group of leaders gathered watching Su Cheng's live stream. President Chuck, seated at the head, demanded in a low voice, Alice, what technology is this? This is anti-gravity tech and an engine propulsion system generations beyond ours. The mecha technology this man possesses is at least 200 years ahead of our current capabilities. Chuck's white eyebrows twitched as he frowned, turning to a general seated nearby. General Orlip, how are the Shadow Unit operatives you dispatched progressing? Orlip, staring at the screen, replied gravely, our personnel have successfully entered Longxia and are rapidly approaching the target. Chuck nodded. Use every means necessary to bring this man back. If you can't bring him, bring back the mecha? Deciphering its technology will usher in a monumental transformation for our nation. We will become the true rulers of this world. Though Orlip's heart burned with ambition, a sense of unease gnawed at him as he watched the mecha on the screen. It was a visceral dread, almost a physical jolt. As a soldier, he knew this feeling well. It was the instinct honed through years of brushing with death, a bodily reflex. Such intuition had often steered soldiers like him away from fatal dangers. Orlip wanted to advise Chuck to abort the mission, but seeing the special operatives already deep within Longxia, he held his tongue. Now that they had come this far, there was no turning back. He could only hope his foreboding was unfounded. Shouldn't we consider the consequences? What if we fail to secure this man? Antagonizing him now might be unwise. At that moment, an elderly white-haired man spoke up, Defense Secretary Ike. Though Chuck was his superior, Ike feared that a single misstep in this operation could plunge their nation into catastrophe. This mysterious man had appeared alone on the moon and now commanded such a mecha. Who knew what other terrifying abilities he possessed? He had to consider the safety of his country and its people. Chuck's face darkened, his gaze turning hostile toward Ike. This subordinate was openly defying him. It infuriated Chuck. At this moment, Su Cheng, still streaming live, was fully aware of the approach of these four forces. Yet he remained utterly unperturbed. Now let me introduce the firepower system. The Palm is equipped with a plasma cannon capable of destroying the toughest tank reactive armor in the world with a single shot. With that, Su Cheng piloted the mecha into the air, leaping toward a patch of forest by the sea. Raising his palm, he aimed directly at a large tree below and fired. A thunderous roar echoed. A blue flame energy cannonball shot from Su Cheng's palm, moving with blinding speed as it struck the targeted tree in an instant. In a flash, the massive tree was blasted into dust. In the live stream room, everyone watching was utterly stunned. Holy crap! That power is terrifying. It's so scary I want to go home to my mom. If this were used in modern warfare, the consequences would be unimaginable. Streamer, with such advanced weaponry, why don't you help our country? Shut up, this is the streamer's personal asset and technology. Why should he hand it over? Sushan, I also think your tech should aid our nation and make it stronger. With this power, I doubt even a full battalion of guards could withstand it. They'd be annihilated in an instant. After testing the plasma cannon on his palm, Cheng proceeded to test the small pulse cannons mounted on his arms. On my mechanical arms there's a row of pulse cannons. As he spoke, a series of miniature pulse cannons rose from both arms, though Cheng did not fire. Looking at the live stream, Cheng flashed a bright smile and said, I won't test these here as the side effects are too severe. A single shot could affect tens of thousands of miles, disabling all electronic devices and plunging the power grid into chaos. The city I'm in would also be affected. Now let me introduce the most powerful weapon, the laser cannon. Cheng activated the laser cannon and two machine gun-like muzzles rose from the mecha's shoulders. The laser cannon's power is equivalent to an intercontinental missile. A single shot can devastate an entire city. The barrel can also switch to laser mode, becoming a laser beam. Given its immense power, I won't demonstrate it here, I'll just show the laser beam. As he finished, the shoulder-mounted laser cannon switched to laser mode and a blinding red light began to gather at the muzzle. Aiming at the waves below, Cheng fired a laser beam. A loud sizzle followed. The laser struck the sea, carving a massive trench 30 meters long and over 10 meters wide across the surface. Steam rose from the ocean and the once blue waters churned violently. Moreover, this single laser shot pierced through the seawater, striking the deep seabed. Even Cheng was slightly startled. He had restrained his power, yet the destruction was still extensive. This demonstrated the true might of the laser cannon. In the live stream room, viewers were once again stunned. Damn, I'm totally on my knees. This power sends chills down my spine. If this hit a person, they wouldn't last a second. It's terrifying. The scene is too intense. Under 18, don't watch. I almost peed my pants from fright. Sushan, don't sell this powerful tech to foreigners. This strong. Sushan. Just fire 10 laser cannon shots at Japan, those little guys annoy me. Watching the lively chat, Cheng kept an eye on his reward points, which were skyrocketing. Seeing this, Cheng's grin nearly split his face. Boom. At that moment, a rocket-propelled grenade shot up from the ground, slamming directly into Cheng, causing the live stream to cut out abruptly. Holy crap. What the hell? Why did it go black? It looked like a missile hit the streamer. Streamer. Sushan. Are you still there? Someone actually fired a rocket at Sushan. Damn, are they asking for death? Who the hell has the guts to do this? Did they eat a celestial leopard's gall? The sudden blackout caused an uproar in the live stream room, especially since many saw Cheng being hit by the missile just before the screen went dark. Then came a fiery explosion and the stream ended. Could this be a terrorist attack? Are they coveting Sushan's tech and made a move? I believe the streamer will be fine. Don't forget, he said his mecha can withstand a nuclear strike. The small missile is nothing. Waiting for the streamer to return. As the stream cut, Ju Yuhang, commanding the rapid response team, immediately stood up. They were viewing the feed through technical relay and the attack on Cheng was crystal clear. What's happening? Who launched an attack? Connect me to Unit 5 immediately and find out what's going on. Base 1, this is Unit 5. We've encountered a foreign armed force engaging the target. Requesting fire support. Ju Yuhang's eyes widened as he barked at the others. What are you standing around for? Get to support immediately. Unit 5. Ensure the target's safety at all costs. Roger. Amid the chatter, the live stream screen lit up again. This time Cheng wasn't using his phone but had connected directly via the mecha's terminal, resuming the broadcast. Now viewers saw Cheng's face inside the cockpit. Holy crap. The streamer's back. Scared me to death. Streamer, what just happened? It looked like an explosion. Streamer, where are you now? Streamer, did someone fire a missile at you? Apologies, my friends. I was struck by unidentified firepower and lost connection. Now I've linked up through the mecha and am resuming the live stream. Xiao Kang. Switch the live stream to first-person view. Let me see exactly who dares to make a move against me. Cheng shouted these words directly through the live stream. What he intended was to establish his authority before everyone's eyes. Xiao Kang received. The scene shifted. The live stream view instantly changed from Cheng's face to his current perspective. While the audience in the live stream was still puzzled and stunned, several more artillery shells came hurtling in. This time everyone saw it with utmost clarity. Within the mecha at the position of Su Cheng's eye, several red circles rapidly appeared, instantly locking onto the missiles, trailing white plumes of gas ahead. Boom! Su Cheng activated the mecha? Blue flames burst from the soles and palms, accelerating as he deftly evaded the incoming missiles. Rumble! Changing direction, he watched the rocket slam into the sea surface, churning up colossal waves that surged skyward. The live stream fell silent once more. Everyone stared wide-eyed at the scene. Some couldn't help but swallow hard, and most were breaking out in a cold sweat for Su Cheng. Whoosh! Yet at that moment, 4 more rockets launched from below, homing in on Su Cheng. This is endless. Su Cheng was provoked. He decided that today he must unleash a slaughter to serve as a warning to others. This time, instead of dodging, he charged straight toward the rockets. Watch out! Gotsu, dodge! Who the hell is this? Too much! Boom! Before the live stream audience could comment, another explosion roared across the screen, yet the broadcast continued uninterrupted. Thick smoke and flames filled the live stream interface. Everyone knew these were the real dangers looming before Su Cheng. The heat and destructive force of the missile blast could tear a person apart in an instant. But 1 second passed, 2 seconds passed. 5 seconds passed. The live stream continued. In the next moment, the view cleared and Su Cheng appeared on the opposite side of the sky. Seeing him unharmed, the live stream erupted in celebration. Godsu is awesome. That was close. I thought the streamer was done for. Are you okay, streamer? Why did rockets suddenly attack him? The scene shifted. Su Cheng turned his gaze and instantly locked onto a squad of soldiers swiftly weaving through the jungle. Coldly he said, "Xiao Kang, identify the targets." The camera zoomed in on one of the dark figures racing through the jungle, revealing a foreign face distinctly different from a Longsha native. Simultaneously, the information panel displayed the Shadow's profile, James Sergeant in the Sam Country Marine Corps. Then another soldier's information appeared, William Corporal in the Sam Country Delta Force. One by one, the details of these dozen soldiers flashed onto Su Cheng's information panel. All were active duty Sam Country servicemen. This entire process was broadcast live. Seeing this, the live stream audience erupted. Damn it, you filthy bastards. Those cursed Sam bastards have stretched their claws into Longsha. How infuriating. Elite Sam Special Forces sent to assassinate Godsu. Godsu teach them a lesson? They must know Longsha is not a place to come and go as they please. Those who trespass upon Longsha shall be punished no matter how far. Su Cheng stared at the squad fleeing below, his face calm but a fire burning deep in his eyes. He watched silently as they climbed into 3 military off-road vehicles. Su Cheng spoke coldly, "You think you can run after attacking me? It's not that easy." With a boom, he propelled his battle armor and in an instant soared to the sky before the 3 vehicles. "Lay down your weapons and I might spare your lives." Su Cheng's voice was icy, translated into Sam Country language by Xiao Kang, a precaution he had set for himself. If he killed these soldiers outright, he might be dragged into a whirlpool of public opinion. After all, he was unharmed while he had slain over a dozen men. Instead of surrendering, the soldiers raised their weapons and aimed at Su Cheng, pulling the triggers without hesitation. Rat-a-tat-tat! Bullets converged and hammered Su Cheng's body, but he remained unscathed. Not even the mecha's surface was scratched. Only sparks flew as bullets collided with the armor. Holy crap! This is too much, so infuriating. Godsu was ready to let them off, yet they still don't let up. Kill them all? Do they think they can lord it over Longsha? Su Cheng's eyes were cold. His mecha stood firm in the air, then raised a palm. The plasma cannon instantly charged, glowing with blue flame. Boom! 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 3 shells fired in succession, striking the 3 off-road vehicles below. Kaboom! In an instant, explosions roared. Flames shot into the sky and smoke billowed over 30 meters high. When the smoke cleared, nothing remained. Witnessing this, the live stream audience felt not shock but immense satisfaction. Well done! So damn infuriating. They were warned and still didn't listen. That's what they get for courting death. Godsu, fire a few more shots and blast their atoms away. Old Sam, if you dare provoke Longsha again, this is your fate. Weigh it carefully. But they thought they were something. Before Godsu, they're less than nothing. Su Cheng turned to the live stream, switching the view to his own face. Staring into the camera, he said coldly, "I know those who sent these soldiers are watching my live stream right now. I want someone to step forward and speak up. I'll give you 1 hour. If I receive no response by then, don't blame me for showing no mercy. The streamer is truly domineering. We've got your back. This time we must teach old America a profound lesson. Indeed, they really think they're the overlords of Earth, that they can do whatever they please. This is Longshan, not a place for old America to run wild. Streamer, what do you plan to do this time? Just launch a few missiles straight at old America's headquarters and see if they still dare to act arrogant. Meanwhile, in the conference room of the Sam country on the other side of the earth, Chuck and a group of leaders stared at the scene before them, utterly stunned and dumbfounded. These dozen or so men were the cream of their elite forces, yet they couldn't even withstand a single move from their opponent. Especially when Cheng demanded that someone step forward to respond to the attack. Chuck's face turned green with rage. Although he hadn't explicitly named them, those in the know understood that Cheng was referring to them. Who were they? They had always claimed to be the dominant power on Earth, accustomed to suppressing other nations and peoples, never having been threatened themselves. Let alone such a threat coming from a single individual. Chuck was so furious that his brows and beard bristled, yet he dared not issue orders to engage Cheng directly. The weapons Cheng had previously revealed were far too intimidating. Moreover, in front of his own people, he naturally couldn't admit to it. Chuck demanded, "Have you analyzed it yet? Can we withstand or penetrate his weapon terminals and mecha defense?" Alice, standing nearby, replied in a grave tone, "We are currently analyzing only through the live broadcast feed. We cannot ascertain further information." Defense Secretary Ike interjected, "I believe the best course of action now is to distance ourselves. Without determining the opponent's level of danger, any rash targeted moves on our part could plunge our nation into catastrophe." Military official Olipu looked on, his tone cold. "Do you truly believe one man alone has the strength to challenge us?" Chuck furrowed his brow at the bickering crowd before asking, "What about the Sun Country and Stick Country? Why haven't they made a move? Weren't they supposed to be the vanguard? Why have they done nothing yet?" At Chuck's words, the others in the room snapped back to attention. "Right, we can have the Sun Country and Stick Country test the waters again. But this time they must be cautious, preferably provoke the target into complete fury." Ike watched these men growing increasingly reckless, his heart pounding uncontrollably. "Provoke him. Can we withstand the wrath of that one? Bear in mind his technological prowess is eons ahead of ours." Ike's words plunged the room into silence once more. Finally, Chuck, the head of the meeting, spoke up first. "Inquire about the whereabouts of the special forces from Sun Country and Stick Country. If they are near the target, have them do their utmost to harass him, allowing us to maximize our analysis of his mecha suit." At that moment, Cheng stood poised in the air. On his information panel, 2 new hostile forces had been locked onto. However, these 2 forces were already engaged in a firefight with another faction. Fortunately, the skirmish was confined to the jungle below, not spilling into the city, otherwise the consequences would have been catastrophic. What the hell? Why is there still gunfire in the jungle down there? What's going on? Is some evil force trying to attack God Su? Cheng glanced at the live stream, then displayed the results from the system's analysis, explaining the 3 factions currently exchanging fire include one from our Longshan nation and the other 2 are the special forces of the Sun Country and the Stick Country. Right now, Longxia's forces are containing and even suppressing the troops from Sun Country and Stick Country. Cheng stated calmly, "Based on the current casualties and the trend, within an hour the forces of Sun Country and Stick Country will be completely annihilated." Master Streamer, why did armed forces from Sun Country and Stick Country suddenly appear? Do you even need to ask? They're obviously here for the streamer, but our country's elites are holding them off. Sun Country and Stick Country have always been lackeys of the Sam Country. When we saw Sam Country's special forces earlier, I wondered where their dogs were. Turns out they're stuck here. Godsu, please intervene and help. At least it will reduce casualties among our soldiers. Yes, Streamer, we beg you to help. Streamer, strike now and teach those 2 countries' fools a lesson. Cheng, seeing the flood of pleas in the live stream, finally decided to act. The reason was simple: these 2 nations, like the Sam Country, harbored ill intentions and sought his death, while Longxia's team had come to protect him. Friend or foe was instantly clear. Boom! Cheng piloted his mecha, diving straight toward the jungle below. Although the defensive robot was primarily designed for defense, it was still equipped with a firepower system. Given that its technology was eons ahead of Earth's, even its secondary weapon systems could effortlessly overpower the special forces below. Boom! 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 Cheng activated only the least powerful plasma cannons. With the system's target lock, he didn't worry about hitting the wrong people, he simply swooped down and opened fire relentlessly. Ah! Retreat! Retreat! Enemy firepower is too strong. Fall back immediately. Among the remaining special forces of these 2 countries, a frantic retreat had begun. As soon as Cheng entered the fray, he displayed overwhelming superiority, causing their casualties to exceed 70% instantly. And they couldn't even touch his mecha. How could they fight? It was a one-sided massacre. Trying to escape. I won't let a single one of you go. Cheng's eyes were cold as he locked onto targets and opened fire mercilessly. He harbored no goodwill toward the Sun Country or the Stick Country, especially when they had come to kill him. No one could tolerate such an affront. On the other end in the Black Palace, the onlookers watched the scene unfold before them, frozen as if turned to stone. The room was dead silent. They had been about to contact the special forces of those two countries to issue orders. Now it seemed that was no longer necessary. Within the live stream's frame, plumes of smoke rose from all directions, the jungle ravaged beyond recognition, many areas scorched black. Cheng chose not to flee but instead remained where he stood. At that moment a man exuding an aura of ruthless efficiency and the scent of battle approached Cheng. With a sharp snap he rendered a crisp military salute. He was Agent 5 dispatched by Ju Yuhang to ensure Cheng's safety. Simultaneously from another side came a swift combat report: mission accomplished. Target is currently secure. Cheng's brow arched sharply at the words, yet he refrained from dwelling on it. Instead he turned his gaze to the soldier before him and said with a smile, "I must say you folks work rather swiftly." "Mister? Cheng, I presume? Would you be amenable to a private conversation with our superior?" Agent 5 inquired, tentatively eyeing Cheng. Cheng smiled and waved a dismissive hand. "No need. I'm not yet inclined to engage with the military or any state apparatus." Agent 5 was taken aback but offered no further argument. "Very well, mister. Should you ever require our services, please do not hesitate to reach out. I trust a man of your capabilities knows how to find us." With that, Agent 5 raised his hand and barked the order: "Speed up the cleanup. Withdraw." Then like a receding tide the group swiftly dispersed. Cheng glanced at his watch. 10 minutes had elapsed. Cheng's system: has any relevant party stepped forward to claim responsibility for this incident? System: negative. A cold sneer curled Cheng's lips. Excellent. Since they choose to be so obtuse, do not blame me for showing no mercy. Inwardly Cheng had already resolved that upon the completion of the lunar base he would outright exclude immigrants from the Sam Nation along with its 2 lackeys. Facing the live stream, Cheng stated calmly, 15 minutes have passed and as of this moment I have yet to see a single person step forward to take responsibility and apologize for this matter. I have stated that I will grant you only 1 hour. Now a mere 45 minutes remain. Inside the Black Palace conference room, Chuck slammed his palm onto the table in a fit of rage. Never had anyone dared to threaten them so brazenly. Yet because Cheng employed a live stream, countless viewers had clearly identified the members of their special forces team, knowing they were their own operatives. Now any further action against Cheng would inevitably plunge them into a vortex of public opinion. "Actually, I have a plan to temporarily extricate us from this quagmire." At this juncture Alice spoke up. "This operation did not involve only us. We could perfectly shift the blame onto Guerrillo and their ilk." Chuck's eyes lit up at the suggestion. The scapegoating was brilliantly executed. He immediately ordered, "Convene a press conference at once to state our position on this matter. Simultaneously sever all ties with those 2 nations." Elsewhere, Yamaku, the current Prime Minister presiding over the affairs of the Sun Kingdom, had dispatched the task force upon the summons of his master Sam. He himself was also monitoring Cheng's live stream, eager to learn the battle's outcome at the earliest. But upon witnessing their complete annihilation, he slumped heavily into his chair only to leap up and pace frantically in agitation. Yamaku shouted to his subordinate, "Get me Chuck on the line immediately." Moments later the subordinate rushed back in. "The president is unavailable. He claims to be ill and recuperating at home and asks us to call back in a couple of days." Enraged Yamaku swept everything off his desk with a furious gesture, cursing, "Bastard. You seek cannon fodder from us, then pin the blame when things go south. What utter inhumanity." The trembling subordinate asked cautiously, "What should we do now?" "Yamaku, get Guerrillo on the line immediately. I must discuss countermeasures with her." Facing Cheng's threat, Yamaku dared not take it lightly. An existence capable of reaching the moon alone and possessing advanced mecha technology, what other terrifying tricks he had up his sleeve? Yamaku dared not speculate, let alone risk sending more men. Yamaku quickly connected with Guerrillo. In the end they reached a consensus to remain silent for now and see what trick Cheng would pull next. They were convinced that Cheng would not dare to provoke a nation single-handedly. Half an hour passed. Chuck's press conference was also convened. Upon receiving this news, Yamaku was stunned on the spot. The speed of this betrayal was astonishing. Now the black pot was firmly planted on his head, fastened so securely that shaking it off was impossible. Cheng, system, any response yet? System, the Sam Nation has just issued a press release stating they have no involvement in this incident. It was an autonomous action by troops stationed in the Sun Kingdom acting under the Sun Kingdom's orders. Cheng sneered, "That's a masterful deflection, truly sharp." Then he pressed further, "Besides the Sam Nation statement, what about the Sun Kingdom and the Stick Kingdom?" System, no movement yet. Su Cheng, the Sam nation, has already washed its hands of the matter, yet these two lapdogs remain loyally by their master's side. Their devotion is commendable, but the price may be more than they can bear. System, lock onto all their bases. I want to cripple them completely. Also lock onto the Sam nation's armed forces stationed in the Sun Kingdom. System, all military bases of the two nations are now locked. Total 56? It is recommended that the host select a degradation strike. Su Cheng was taken aback. What is a degradation strike? System, a degradation strike is a type of annihilation attack. The targeted area will be instantly vaporized, reduced to an atomic state without any residual shockwaves leaking beyond the strike zone. Su Cheng was stunned. Does my mecha have such a weapon system installed? System, negative. The system will activate the spacecraft currently stationed in the Milky Way galaxy to execute the attack. Su Cheng was awestruck. His mouth agape, he asked, a spacecraft in the Milky Way. Can it deliver a precision strike from such a distance? System, the degradation strike is a cross-dimensional civilizational attack. In this instance, it corresponds to a Tier 3 civilization striking against the host's current Tier 2 civilization. It ignores spatial distance and can launch attacks across galaxies. Wait, system, what do you mean by the spaceship still in the Milky Way? System, host, you need to travel to the moon to establish a base, and for that a spaceship is required. Su Cheng, so I have to leave for the moon now? System, the spaceship will arrive in Earth's upper atmosphere in 3 days. Please prepare, host. Su Cheng? Well, it seemed he only had 3 days left to roam Earth. Su Cheng, don't forget your promise of a squad of beauties to accompany me. System. An hour later, Su Cheng looked at the live stream and said, an hour is up. Those who have done wrong must pay the price for their actions. With that, Su Cheng immediately shut down the live stream. The chat erupted in chaos. Master, why did the screen suddenly go black? Damn, Hez offline. Godsu, what's happening? Are you going to strike against those 3 nations now? Turn the live stream back on, let us witness it. Please, streamer, turn it on and let us witness this great moment together. I really want to see Godsu wreaking havoc in person. Su Cheng turned off the live stream and promptly chose to return to the hotel. The system had already initiated the spaceship's descent for a devastating strike. In just a few breaths, a pitch-black colossal spaceship the size of an island materialized within the Milky Way. Its cold, dark metallic texture exuded an aura of bone-chilling dread. At that moment, the main cannon beneath the ship emerged rapidly, gathering energy before a thunderous roar. A deep blue beam erupted from the cannon, instantly illuminating the void of space. Pop! As if piercing through a watery barrier, the deep blue beam vanished from its origin and in the next instant split into several streams, materializing above the military bases of 2 nations. Boom! In less than a billionth of a second, dozens of blue flames erupted across the territories of those 2 countries. The colossal blast instantly reverberated throughout both nations, even triggering a massive earthquake. Gigantic mushroom clouds surged from the ground, soaring thousands of meters into the sky. Yet in the next breath, the massive mushroom clouds collapsed back upon themselves and vanished as if they had never existed. The military bases below had been utterly and completely annihilated, leaving behind only hundreds of meters deep craters. Upon returning to the hotel, Su Cheng found Chen Yu already back. Seeing Su Cheng, Chen Yu quickly put down her phone, approached him with a beaming smile, personally helped him take off his coat and asked with concern, "Where did you go? I thought you might not come back." Su Cheng was slightly taken aback. Chen Yu's attitude towards him seemed to have undergone a significant shift. In truth, it wasn't entirely her fault. Chen Yu had been watching his live stream. The moment she saw Su Cheng's face on screen, she was terrified. She never imagined that the mysterious figure causing such a stir, the enigmatic streamer, was the very man before her. Knowing that Su Cheng was the mysterious streamer, Chen Yu naturally dared not treat him lightly. She too feared that if he grew angry, he might easily dispose of her. Su Cheng was momentarily surprised by Chen Yu's change, but quickly dismissed it. Did it really matter why her attitude had shifted? Like a ravenous tiger, Su Cheng pounced on Chen Yu, pinning her down on the sofa. With only 3 days left on Earth, he intended to indulge in his favorite pastimes. Thus Chen Yu found herself in a sorry state. Day and night, Su Cheng exerted himself relentlessly. The next day, Su Cheng lounged on the sofa, scrolling through the news on his phone. Beside him, Chen Yu, clad only in a bathrobe, was hand-feeding him grapes one by one. The news feed was dominated by stories about him. Mysterious streamer's identity revealed: he is from Longxia. Foreign forces suddenly intrude, targeting the mysterious streamer. Streamer flexes muscles, ruthlessly annihilates 3 armed groups. Military bases of several nations instantly destroyed, suspected super-advanced weaponry wipes them out. Massive protests in Sam country demanding accountability for Chuck's grave mistakes. Prime Minister of Sun country resigns. What is the connection to the super-advanced force behind the destroyed bases? Reading these headlines, a faint smile curled on Su Cheng's lips. What surprised him most was the news that Prime Minister Shan Jiao of the Sun Country had voluntarily resigned. It seemed the man realized this matter couldn't be resolved peacefully and was trying to beg for forgiveness through this act. The 2 military bases with a combined force of millions had been obliterated in an instant, leaving no trace behind. If the attack on Su Cheng hadn't caused enough of a stir, this event was enough to trigger a global uproar. The simultaneous, instantaneous annihilation of 2 military bases without any prior warning detected by any nation on Earth left every country in a state of fear and uncertainty. "What are you looking at that's making you smile so happily?" A gentle female voice reached Su Cheng's ears. He looked up, smiled, and turned to Chen Yu sitting beside him. "Do you know about that mysterious streamer who's been causing such a stir lately?" Chen Yu's heart skipped a beat, a flicker of panic in her eyes, but she managed to smile. "Of course. It's practically known worldwide by now." Su Cheng was stunned. Was he really that famous now? But he quickly caught on. He looked at Chen Yu with a mischievous grin. "Ah, so that's why your attitude suddenly changed yesterday. You already knew my identity. And here I was carefully keeping it from you, afraid you'd be scared. Turns out you knew all along. Just wait till I get my hands on you." "Chen Yu, oh come on. You showed your face on stream. How could I not know?" Inside the room, a man and a woman were playfully frolicking, their laughter echoing through the space. Chen Yu wrapped her arms around Su Cheng's neck, her autumn eye shimmering with tenderness as she spoke softly. "Su Cheng, I know you're no ordinary man. I just want you to never forget me, okay?" A faint smile curled at the corner of Su Cheng's lips. "Since you know him, that mysterious streamer, you must also know what my live stream is about, right? I'm serious about building a base on the moon, and he'll be departing in just 2 days." He paused briefly. "Would you be willing to come with me to the moon?" Chen Yu was taken aback, momentarily at a loss for words. Both of them understood the nature of their relationship over the past 2 days. It was merely a transaction. Yet after learning of Su Cheng's extraordinary identity, she found herself unable to forget him, his image lingering endlessly in her mind. Was this Su Cheng's indirect confession? Instead of joy, a swirl of complex emotions churned within her. If this was indeed a confession, the manner and terms were far too peculiar. He wanted her to go to the moon. What kind of place was the moon? Could humans even survive there? Even if they could, it was barren and desolate. Could she simply abandon everything she had on Earth? Seeing Chen Yu silent, Su Cheng didn't press her. He merely smiled faintly. "I understand your answer?" A trace of disappointment flickered within him. Of course, if he told her that Earth was doomed, he had no doubt she would agree to go with him. But that wasn't the answer he sought. 1 year. If you still haven't forgotten me after a year and come back to find me, then it'll be yours completely, yours in life, yours in death. Just as Su Cheng began to speak, Chen Yu gave her reply. He froze for a moment. This woman, true to his impression of her as a brilliant and beautiful scholar, was indeed sharp-witted. At this critical moment she managed to turn the tables and counter him with such words. In a year his lunar base construction would be complete. By giving him a year, she was also testing the results of his efforts to see if he was worth following. This left her a wide avenue of retreat. Moreover, by saying this, she had indirectly agreed without outright refusal, placing him in a passive position. If he didn't accept, it would imply his feelings weren't genuine. If he truly cared, a year was nothing, waiting wouldn't cost him anything. Su Cheng chuckled. "All right, I'll come for you in a year. But during this year you must guard your heart and your body for me. Can you do that?" A sweet smile blossomed on Chen Yu's lips. She planted a kiss on Su Cheng's cheek. "I can?" Then leaning close to his ear, she whispered, "Su Cheng, I want you." Her bathrobe had slipped off at some point. Meanwhile, at the National Aerospace Administration, just as they had established initial relations with Su Cheng and thought they could breathe easy, a startling discovery emerged. "Director! A major discovery. An object within the Milky Way is approaching Earth at an unimaginable speed, faster than light. At this rate it will reach Earth in less than 2 days. Zhu Yuhang shot to his feet. "What? Bring up the image immediately." After technical processing, the image appeared, but it was extremely blurry. Frowning, Zhu Yuhang demanded, "Can we get a clearer picture? Use reverse optical focusing." The technician replied, "Already done. This is the clearest image we can get. Immediately predict the object's size, shape, and trajectory. Determine if it will impact Earth, and if so, pinpoint the landing zone. Sir, the object is moving too fast for analysis, but based on its current trajectory it will collide directly with Earth." Zhu Yuhang's frown deepened. "We can't yet tell if it's a meteor or something else. Meteors drifting through space rarely reach such speeds. At light speed they'd burn up long before reaching Earth. Moreover, if it were a meteor, such velocity would usually result from external forces like collisions or explosions triggering a chain reaction. It wouldn't be just one meteor. With that thought, he immediately ordered check if there are any other high-speed objects on the same trajectory. Negative, sir. Only this one unknown object has been detected. Is its speed increasing or decreasing? Negative. It maintains a constant velocity. At this, Zhu Yuhang's eyes widened. The possibility of it being a meteor was instantly ruled out. A more plausible conclusion emerged: a spacecraft. Monitor its movements in real time, not a single second of slack. With that, Zhu Yuhang strode swiftly out of the room. If his speculation was correct, if it truly was a spacecraft, then the situation was monumental. First, Su Cheng's appearance on the moon with technology far beyond Earth's, and now a spacecraft. These events together proved one thing: extraterrestrial life existed. Now this alien spacecraft was hurtling toward Earth, whether for good or ill remained unknown. This matter was beyond Zhu Yuhang's authority. He had to report it to the Grand Elder for a decision. Listening to Zhu Yuhang's report and analysis, the Grand Elder fell silent, then uttered a startling remark: could this be related to that streamer Su Cheng? Zhu Yuhang was shocked. Grand Elder, are you suggesting that if it's a spacecraft it might belong to Su Cheng? The Grand Elder frowned slightly, neither denying nor confirming. Since we can be certain, no possibility can be ruled out. Contact Su Cheng and confirm this. Remember, your attitude is crucial. Zhu Yuhang nodded. Understood. Su Cheng was in the room entangled with Chen Yu when a phone call suddenly came in. Su Cheng picked up his phone and saw it was an unfamiliar number. He was about to hang up, but the system panel displayed that the caller was from the space agency. After a moment of hesitation, Su Cheng chose to answer. Of course, the beautiful woman beneath him continued her movements. Su Cheng said, "Hello. Mr. Su, hello. I am Zhu Yuhang, director of the space agency. I apologize for calling you at this hour." Zhu Yuhang personally made the call, his tone very polite. This was something the Grand Elder had specifically instructed. Attitude was crucial. Hiss. Feeling the stimulation from below as if it were about to send him to the clouds, Su Cheng couldn't help but sharply inhale. Hearing this, Zhu Yuhang on the other end of the line mistakenly thought Su Cheng was shocked by his identity. However, Su Cheng immediately cut to the chase. I know. The team that was secretly protecting me before you sent them, right? Tell me, what do you want from me? Zhu Yuhang was taken aback, but considering the technology Su Cheng possessed, he quickly understood. He chuckled. We've detected an object suspected to be a spacecraft rapidly approaching Earth from within the Milky Way. We wanted to know if this has anything to do with you. Su Cheng was stunned. He immediately opened the system panel and saw the footage the space agency had intercepted. Su Cheng asked the system, is this spaceship one you arranged? The system replied, yes. Su Cheng smiled and then said into the phone, it's my spaceship. Hearing this, there was a silence on the phone for several seconds before a voice finally responded, all right, Mr. Su. We understand. Then Zhu Yuhang changed his tone. We still hope to have the opportunity to sit down and have a proper conversation with you, Mr. Su. May I ask when you might be available? Hearing the question, Su Cheng raised an eyebrow slightly but still refused. No need. I'm not ready for that kind of dialogue right now. Though Zhu Yuhang had anticipated this answer, he still felt a pang of regret. Seeing the other party fall silent, Su Cheng pressed further, is there anything else? Zhu Yuhang gave a faint laugh. No, that's all. I won't disturb you any longer, Mr. Su. The call ended. Su Cheng tossed his phone onto the bedside table. His last phone had been blown up during a live stream. Although the system could handle communications, he still preferred using a phone on Earth, so he had simply bought a new one. Little beauty, you've really got me. Abandoning the phone, Su Cheng pounced directly on Chen Yu, who was lying in his arms. An hour later, Su Cheng asked the system, can you bring up the footage of the spaceship? The system replied, displaying now. As the system's voice faded, an information pop-up appeared before Su Cheng's eyes, but this one existed in the form of a video. In the image was the cold, desolate void of space with occasional specks of starlight scattered around. At the center of the frame, a colossal object was rapidly approaching Earth. This was Su Cheng's spaceship. The spaceship was pitch black, forged from some unknown rare metal, exuding a bone-chilling coldness. As it sailed through the cosmos, it resembled a steel beast poised to devour anything in its path. Su Cheng was also shocked by the sight before him. Was this his future ride? It looked incredibly imposing. A smirk curled at the corner of Su Cheng's mouth as he spoke to the system in his mind, I love this style, ha ha. Oh, and don't forget the team of beauties you promised to accompany me. The system remained silent. After receiving Su Cheng's reply, Zhu Yuhang immediately went to report the situation to the Grand Elder. The Grand Elder asked how did it go. Zhu Yuhang replied he confirmed it was his spaceship. I again subtly expressed our hope for cooperation, but he turned it down. The Grand Elder fell silent again. Clearly he too was shaken. They had suspected Su Cheng's technology far surpassed Earth's, but hearing it was his spaceship still stunned them. Especially when he heard the last part, Su Cheng's unwillingness to cooperate. The Grand Elder frowned deeply and said in a low voice, no matter what, we cannot afford to offend him now. Zhu Yuhang acknowledged, understood. At this moment a smile crept onto the Grand Elder's lips. Now let's see what tricks the other nations will come up with. In fact, after dozens of bases in 2 countries had been destroyed, the nations of the world had fallen silent and still. Though everyone knew it was Su Cheng's doing, no one dared to speak out. This was the power of military deterrence. Time passed quickly. 2 days had come and gone. Today the spaceship would reach the upper atmosphere of Longxia country, and Su Cheng needed to head to the moon to build a base. Su Cheng dressed himself, looked at the beauty lying on the bed and said, you should go. Chen Yu was momentarily stunned, but she said nothing more. She silently got up, put on her clothes and approached Su Cheng. Su Cheng will be waiting for you. With that she planted a kiss on his cheek before leaving the suite. Su Cheng watched her retreating figure, a trace of reluctance visible in his eyes. But he quickly collected himself. System, how are the collection robots coming along? The system replied, the collection robots have completed their task and have autonomously returned to the host's inventory. Su Cheng nodded slightly, then strode out of the hotel. Stepping out of the hotel, Su Cheng looked up at the blazing sun overhead, squinting slightly as he murmured, today is another good day for a live stream. Too bad it's my last day on Earth. He then opened his personal attribute panel to check his exchange points. He found they had grown to over 100 million. And they were still increasing. Seeing this, a broad smile spread across Su Cheng's face. These exchange points would be his lifeline from now on. Rumble. At that moment the ground suddenly shook violently. The earth trembled and the crowd on the ground became restless. Just as everyone thought it was an earthquake and prepared to flee in panic, the sky above suddenly dimmed, the clouds shattered and a colossal black object filled the horizon before their eyes. Ultimately, this massive object hovered at an altitude of 10,000 meters above the ground. In fact, the spaceship was originally just stationed in the atmosphere, but Su Cheng lowered it slightly to create a sensational effect. Wow! On the ground the crowd gazed at the gigantic black disk that had appeared in the sky, their eyes wide with astonishment. Immediately a wave of chatter and commotion ensued. My God! Is this a spaceship? What on earth is this? Run! A disaster is about to befall the Earth. Hiss! Is this a spaceship? It's too huge. The arrival of the spaceship above Longxia not only attracted the attention of the local people but also garnered the attention of the world. As the spaceship approached Earth, it did not shield its detection signals, resulting in many countries discovering it at the first opportunity. Chuck sat in his chair feeling dispirited. For the past few days he had been on edge and hardly slept well. Because the troops stationed in the Sun Kingdom had been completely destroyed by Su Cheng. Just when they thought Su Cheng was about to strike at their homeland, he vanished without a trace. For 2 days he had been worried about this matter. Then at 4 a.m. today he was suddenly awakened by one of his subordinates who reported an unidentified object entering the Earth's atmosphere. In the end the satellite clearly captured the scene and everyone saw what it was, a spaceship the size of an island. At this moment Chuck was utterly shocked. Their technical team immediately began analyzing the spaceship, but after nearly a day's effort the result remained the same, unable to decipher it. The spaceship lingered in the atmosphere for 10 hours as people speculated that this might be a product of extraterrestrial technology, expecting alien life to emerge. The spaceship moved again, descending once more and finally hovering above Longxia. At the same time Su Cheng's live stream also began. Su Cheng stepped out, walking among the crowd directly, allowing Yu Zhu Xiaotang to pilot the mech and leap into the sky, more precisely flying close to the spaceship. With the live stream starting, countless viewers flooded in. Godsu has started streaming. It's been 2 days. I've been waiting for 2 days. Godsu, you finally appeared. Godsu, a spaceship has appeared above your city. Is this your masterpiece? Oh, Godsu has flown near the spaceship. Brothers, I bet a bag of spicy strips that this spaceship belongs to Godsu. 6666. Looking at the live stream that instantly attracted over 1 million viewers, Su Cheng smiled and said, hello everyone, I'm back. I believe everyone has seen this enormous object behind me, this black steel behemoth. Today's live stream theme is it. I believe many friends in the live stream have guessed it, this spaceship is mine. As soon as Su Cheng said this, the chat was flooded with 666. Ha! I knew it. Such an amazing thing must undoubtedly belong to Godsu. Godsu has been to the moon, has a mech for protection, and has severely punished 2 neighboring rogue nations. All signs indicate that today's abnormal spaceship appearance must be related to Godsu. Don't talk nonsense upstairs. Did you see Godsu take action? Such matters cannot be casually admitted. Looking at the cheerful chat atmosphere in the live stream as well as the rapidly increasing exchange points on his information panel, Cheng said, "Today I will take everyone to explore the interior of the spaceship and show you what true high-tech products look like." Only enough novelty and shock can continuously refresh the exchange points contributed to him. Everything in the live stream is for the exchange points. Cheng adhered to this principle and then soared towards the spaceship. As Cheng approached the spaceship, a doorway opened on its side and a staircase of light appeared extending from the interior of the spaceship down to Cheng's feet. In the live stream, the viewers witnessing this scene once again went crazy in the chat with 666. Wow, this maneuver is truly impressive. Godsu is amazing. Big shot, please take me with you. I'm willing to exchange my life for a chance to follow you, Godsu. Basic operation, calm down, everyone sit down. Chuck and the other leaders stared at the scene in disbelief. Not a single person spoke. This spaceship turned out to be that mysterious streamer. This is a disaster. Just by the size of this spaceship it is clear that the technology is terrifying, not to mention they couldn't even analyze the data on its exterior. If Cheng were to pilot such a spaceship to hover above their empire, the consequences are unimaginable. Chuck looked at the screen, his face dark as soot, and said in a low voice, "Can anyone tell me what measures we should take against Cheng now? Should we remain hardline?" No one answered him. Anyone with eyes could see that Cheng must not be provoked. Whoever dares to provoke him will die. As Cheng entered the spaceship, he was immediately captivated by everything before him. Ultra-modern technological products and decorations, floating virtual images and data chains all made him feel as if he were in a sci-fi world filled with grandeur. Wow! This is so awesome, I have never seen such advanced things before. It's truly eye-opening. Is this the interior of the spaceship? So big. It feels like being on land in here. So shocking. Godsu, what conditions must be met to become your follower? I'm starting to not want to stay on Earth anymore. Godsu, I want to have your children. I just ask you to take me up there to take a look. Greetings, Master. The moment Cheng stepped into the spacecraft, a melodious female voice reached his ears. Cheng was slightly taken aback. Who are you? I am the spacecraft's artificial intelligence system. I will guide you through the vessel's components and functions. You may bestow a name upon me, Master. Cheng pondered, then exited Xiao Kang's mecha, revealing his true form. Listening to the system's voice, he touched his chin and smiled. From now on you shall be called Xiao Yu. The word Yu in Xiao Yu was homophonous with Yu in spacecraft, making it convenient for Cheng to address without racking his brain for a complex name. Xiao Yu replied, "Understood, Master." At that moment Chen Yu was in the hospital watching over her sister. With the 100 million Cheng had given her, she no longer needed to work at the school or face the lecherous director who coveted her. With Cheng's money, her sister's surgery was performed immediately and she had been transferred to the intensive care unit. Now Chen Yu was watching Cheng's live stream on her phone. When she heard the name he gave the spacecraft system, a sweet smile involuntarily bloomed on her lips. She thought Cheng had named it after her intentionally, but in truth he hadn't thought that far, he simply chose a name for convenience. Meanwhile Cheng communicated with the system in his mind. "System, how about I give you a name too? Calling you system all the time feels awkward." The system replied. Cheng said, "How about I call you Xiao Jin from now on?" The system responded. This system was created by a universal civilization of level 6, possessing its own pride and a corresponding name. I was christened Hope's Light at my inception. Cheng burst out laughing. What? Hope's Light? System, that name sounds even more cliched than Xiao Jin. It's too mundane? Let's go with my idea, Xiao Jin it is. The system fell silent. Cheng continued, "Xiao Jin, my personal exchange points are nearly 200 million now. What should I exchange for something practical? After all, Earth was destined for destruction and he would be living on the moon or even traveling through space. Whatever he exchanged had to be truly useful." The system suggested, "Host may consider exchanging for a manufacturing factory now. Upon arrival on the moon, construction of relevant items can commence." Cheng mused, "A manufacturing factory. All right, let me check the price." Opening the system's shop, he saw the factory cost a staggering 150 million exchange points. At such an exorbitant price, Cheng felt disheartened. Cheng said, "Well, no rush. Let's decide after we reach the moon." The system remained silent. Cheng refocused and resumed the live stream. "Dear viewers and fans, today I'll show you the interior of this spacecraft. Xiao Yu, say hello to everyone in the stream." Xiao Yu chimed, "Hello brothers and sisters of Earth. I am Xiao Yu. Her voice like a cascade of musical notes stirred the hearts of viewers, leaving them in a state of delight. Wow! That voice, I'm absolutely in love. I adore this AI system. Her voice is so sweet and melodious. I envy the streamer so much having such a beautiful system by his side. Lord Su, please let me be your loyal follower. Even as a girl, I'm almost mesmerized by this voice. Su Cheng smiled at the stream. Xiao Yu introduced the spacecraft systems and components to everyone. Xiao Yu replied, understood, master. Hearing this, leaders, astronomers, aerospace officials and technicians from around the world listened intently. Though they knew the other's technology surpassed theirs, learning the spacecraft's composition could spark ideas and inspiration. The spacecraft comprises 6 main sections. The central control room, weapon system, control terminal, living and resting area, cargo and propulsion system, forging area, and escape craft and hibernation pod section. The central control room is the captain's office. The weapon control terminal is for crew operations, but since there are no personnel yet, I manage it. The living area is for the crew's rest and daily life. The cargo system area encircles the spacecraft's inner ring where energy conversion and operations are conducted. The forging area is designated for physical exercise. The escape craft and hibernation pod section is an independent component. Su Cheng nodded in understanding. In simple terms, it consisted of the control room, operational systems, weapon systems, crew rest and exercise areas, and emergency escape mechanisms. Xiao Yu said, master, please follow me to the control room. Su Cheng smiled, all right. As he spoke, a virtual humanoid image materialized before Su Cheng and the viewers, a silver-white graceful robotic avatar. The first thing Su Cheng thought of was a female character from a shooting game he had played, Emma from Inverse War. In truth, Xiao Yu had constructed this data image based on Su Cheng's subconscious. The avatar led him a short distance before stopping. Xiao Yu announced, master, please step onto the floating express lift. Su Cheng paused, then a hoverboard-like platform appeared before him. With a smile, he stepped onto it without hesitation. In a flash, Su Cheng shot forward like a whirlwind. The live stream audience gasped in astonishment. Holy crap! That slide, no, that floating lift, is incredibly fast. Su Shen, how does it feel? Like flying against the wind.